Sunday school is a place for fools. It's hot in hell, but the devil's cool. Don't keep Satan waiting. Don't keep Satan waiting. So don't just sit there, join the club. Sell your soul to Beelzebub.
Hey, everybody. It's your old pal, Count Jackula, your favorite satanic streamer. The sin is in. And we are fucking ready to go. With me today are Horror Mom and Horror Guru, two close friends that I know rather well, I think. You know, some of you all out there may be familiar. Go ahead, Horror Guru, plug your show in case there's like that one person who doesn't know who you are.
Hey everybody, I'm the Horror Guru. I do blood splattered cinema over on YouTube, which I am pretty sure is where you're watching right now. So if you look up the Horror Guru or blood splattered cinema, you will find me. You will also see Jack in a lot of those videos for we make videos together quite often, which sounds very weird out of context.
Yeah. Getting old. We need to get an OnlyFans now. Horror Mom, how about yourself?
I do nothing.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't stream anymore. I'm on the Instagram and the Twitter, and that's about it.
Yeah. It's a relentless game that sometimes it doesn't feel like it's worth playing. You know, the whole.
Well, I have anxiety, so I'm already convinced that everyone hates me anyway. And then like people say shit, I'm like, oh, you actually do hate me, so I'm just gonna fuck off. And that usually ends up my night.
Yeah, I'm just one of those guys that can't stop talking.
It's true. You really can't.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, so it's like, oh, maybe I could make some coin off of that. And also since COVID, it's been harder to find people to talk with face to face. You know, still living with the ramifications of that, the aftermath. And this year, 2024, started out with me having COVID for the first time. That was amazing. That was fantastic. It was so bad it gave me diabetes for real.
It's true.
And that's how I ended my 2023 with COVID.
With COVID? Oh, geez. Oh, not fun. I had the version where, like, for some reason, all my taste buds died. And it just, like, tongue kept sloughing off. And everything tasted like stale gingerbread.
Ugh.
That was the flavor I was left with.
No one wants stale gingerbread.
Yeah, no.
That's horrible.
It was pretty awful.
I got the super nauseous, could not pick my head up without feeling super fucking dizzy. For
I
days.
had that too.
And
I
then
had that too.
I got an ear infection on top of it.
I fell over. Horror Guru caught me because I like collapsed, and he wrenched his back.
Yep. I got a what is it called? Like a lumbar strain from from it. Yeah, basically, we were trying to help Jack get from the bed to the bathroom because COVID had hit him really hard, or at least that's what we thought was going on.
Yeah,
And
we
then
thought that
found
was
out,
the only thing going
yeah,
on. Turns out there's more.
yeah. Then we found out about the diabetes of it all. And his legs just completely gave out underneath him. Like he just could not walk. But it happened mid trying to walk. And I leapt down to try to catch him before he fucking hit his head or something. Fucked up my back.
Yeah, it was a scene.
No bueno.
Yeah. I also lost a huge. I don't know about huge, but I also lost a significant amount of weight. To the point where like my old pants don't fit no more. Like even with a belt, it's like, all right, I got this. Boom, they just fall. So I've had to wear my like, old like stretch jeans that I usually only take out for like. I'm going out today and feeling like, maybe I want to strut my stuff a little bit, but I hadn't for a while because they were too tight.
And now they're baggy.
And I'm like, the fuck?
I mean, you had the 1, 2, 3 punch, right? You had the COVID, which laid you out. The diabetes, which laid you out.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, because the combination of that was so bad, you ended up in the hospital for a little while. So it makes sense that over that like 2-week span, you lost some weight because you weren't exactly eating things.
No, not at all. Like my blood sugar is hovering around like 125 right now.
It's not bad.
That is way better.
Well, yeah, that's better than the 1900 that I started with.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know it could go that high. Apparently, I just bleed honey now, like bleed saccharin. Like, holy shit.
The chocolate river
here.
from Willy Wonka is your veins.
Yeah.
We were sitting here on the phone with the fucking nurses that were like looking at Jack when he was in the emergency room, and they're like, oh, so how long has he had diabetes? And we're just like, wait, what? Because
he doesn't have that.
Yeah. We're just like, no, there's no way that could be it. Like that's not possible.
Yeah. And as I've been saying, like the last couple of streams, like the weirdest part of it is that's affected my vision. Because like, for the last couple of years, I've been losing my distance vision. Not unusual. Like I'm starting to get up there. But when I came back from the hospital, all of a sudden I could read things from far away again. But now reading a book is blurry as fuck. So I have to, so when I like read now, I gotta wear these glasses. And the only problem...
You look so professional.
I know.
He looks like his dad is what he looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, I look like my dad. My dad had a mohawk. He doesn't, though. That's how you know it's me. GL Knight's like, your blood type was Caro,
Yeah, not wrong. He basically was running around with the fucking Sam Raimi blood fucking formula in his veins.
Yeah.
That good thick syrup that strains the terrazzo in the Monroeville Mall.
Exactly.
Yep. And also, like, the worst part of it is, so giving up sugar is hard. That'll fuck you up. Like, that'll just straight up fuck you up. The one that makes me mad is I can't have a lot of rice or pasta anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
the carb factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what about brown rice? And I'm like, it's not low enough. It's, what about wheat pasta? Well, that helps, but not as much as like just not eating a lot of it.
It's just safer to say I'm screwed.
Yeah. Like I can't have like the big plate of spaghetti anymore. I gotta like really portion things out very smallly, if I like have anything with carbohydrates. Luckily, bread's not that bad because you can make bread out of a bunch of things. So we could just go with like the whole grain, and that's like okay.
For pretty much everything, getting the stuff that's like whole grain or wheat or anything that like digests slower is generally better given the condition. Looks like you got a question in the chat.
Are you guys still living in your apartment? Yes. Yep. I don't know. I mean, reasonable question, I guess, but like, sure, we haven't gone anywhere yet. Yeah, hangry is about to be a common description. Oh, dude. Yes.
There's actually like finding out that he had the diabetes actually explained a lot of behaviors over the last year that had started to develop.
Yeah. Yeah. Where I was getting like a little more aggravated than normal. But I thought
tired.
And I thought it was just because like I was getting older and 2023 sucked.
Yep.
You know, but now I got like this other weird problem, which is I don't know if my depression meds are still working.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, because they don't have the lift that they normally do. And so I gotta talk to my dude next week about it.
Finding the right balance and figuring out what emotional states are depression and what are like blood sugar issues. Like, it's messy.
Yeah.
It just got like medication hard mode. Fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. Although I do like kind of enjoy stabbing myself with a little pen.
Drawing blood for the ritual sacrifices.
Yeah.
To
like, what does the
blood sugar meter
say? Okay, it says that. You know. Yeah, it was really scary at the beginning when I started using that thing because it was like at 400. You know, when I got back, you know, now it's like reasonable, and I'm hoping it will. I don't know if if this ever like stops, you know, if I'll just be on that medication for the rest of my goddamn life. I'd rather be on that medication rather than having to inject insulin.
Yeah. I think best case scenario is you're on that medication for a while and you balance out enough to where you don't need to take as much of it. I think that's probably best case.
Yeah, that's probably, you know. So like we're just gonna live with it. I'm also upset that I'm not gonna be able to have a lot of barbecue. Yeah.
Also, what a cruel question, Bronson.
What's your favorite pizza place?
Now that we fucking
none of them right now. None of them right now. You know,
for the record, Bronson, mine is Escape from New York Pizza, which is a local chain that I really enjoy.
Yeah, that would have been my former answer.
Yeah.
You know.
I just like food.
Food is good.
Well, someone's lucky in that arena. You know. Although I heard that you had some sort of adventure with your dishwasher.
Okay.
Yes.
And I will post the link in the chat, but pretty normal day running around with my kid, throwing a load of dishes. And I heard this weird like snap and then a bang from my kitchen, which by the way, from my mom, right?
Right.
I have PTSD real bad about that shit. So I'm like, oh God, what happened in my kitchen? And I noticed that the dishwasher's just a little off kilter. And I'm like, that's weird. And I go downstairs to see like what's going on. And there's a hole about this big in this little like crawl space nook cranny part. And the boards have rotted out due to water damage.
Oh.
And part of the dishwasher has fallen through the floor.
Oh.
The ceiling of the basement, the floor of my kitchen. And my wonderful landlord, who, when he decided he wanted to fix our roof and not tell us, questioned a hole in the roof and suggested that it was a paint can that we had behind the house that must have blown up into the roof, knocked a hole in it, and then come back down perfectly where it was all the time.
Wait, what?
Guy's kind of an asshole.
That
but he was suggesting that is
I
what
would
caused the
suggest
hole in
that
the roof.
someone didn't install the dishwasher correctly, or it's just so old that it just started leaking. Nobody noticed because it's back there, and then the floor fell and the floor rotted out.
But he is asking that we pay half of the cost to get the floor fixed because we didn't notice that the floor was rotting out. So
what?
Yeah.
Now, mind you, that floor is under the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Right?
I was like, you can't see it. It's
right. And in the part of the basement it's in, it's like right next to the washer, but it's a little alcovey like closet space. You wouldn't be able to see it unless you like opened up a door, moved a shower curtain, moved 10 coats, and then stood in the back of it.
Oh,
Jesus.
so it's like really, really back there.
Yeah.
So what? So he wants you to pay for half of the floor repair?
Mhm.
What?
Because we didn't notice.
That I don't know if that's legal.
Yeah, the second I get out of here, I'm hiring a lawyer.
Yeah.
Right now, I would rather not.
Jack's
evicted.
wife, the Countess, was looking things up, and I guess there is in your area some sort of tenants union you might be able to
Cool.
appeal to. So when we're not in the call, I can try to get you that information. So
Yes, please.
Yeah.
But
how much did they say it would cost?
I need to pay $450 of the repair.
So I'm guessing around 900 is how
the
much.
total.
Yeah, the total.
Is the total. Oh
Yeah.
my.
Here's hoping they don't find anything more wrong and then make you pay half for it.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that even in like the Detroit area, they can't make you pay for like normal wear and tear on a goddamn rental property.
Cleveland.
Yeah, sorry. Cleveland. In the Cleveland area.
Adds to, a whole list of fucking things that happened this year that it's like, no, why does God hate me? What did I do in my past life?
Maybe it's just Cleveland. Maybe Cleveland's the thing being the bitch.
So yes, I posted the GoFundMe in the chat. If someone wants to donate, I'd appreciate it. But here's another story, and Josh knows all about it. I found this on my desk. If anyone knows anything about Blue Ridge Rock Festival that was supposed to happen this year, that got canceled after 2 days. These are my VIP passes to that.
Did they finally send you the money for that? The refund?
They sent me, this was back in June.
Mm-hmm.
They sent me like $100 out of the fucking 600 that I paid to have VIP passes to a thing that didn't even fucking happen.
Wow.
Amazing. So I've been having an awesome year so far.
Oh man.
And my dad was just in the hospital too. So again, great year.
Well, that whole situation sounded awful.
Don't bury the lead. Flesh-eating bacteria.
Yeah.
He was in the hospital for flesh-eating bacteria, which is the most metal horror thing ever.
But he specifically told my aunt that took him to the hospital not to tell me that it's necrotizing fasciitis because Rachel knows what that means. And I'm like, how the fuck did you end up with flesh-eating bacteria on your hip?
Wow.
Question for the ages. But if we would have waited like another couple hours, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
So,
which is freaking terrifying.
Yeah. He died of sepsis,
Similar situation with what happened with Jack. It was one of those, had we not called the ambulance when we did, he could have been in a diabetic coma by now.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been no bueno.
No.
Yes. I've been having a lot of fun here.
What a year. And we're only 1 month in.
Jeez, yeah, was February 7th.
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave.
Dude, this simulation's busted. We need a new one. I'm serious. I want to load another game, like this is just
restart, refresh.
This is going to be my year.
Yeah.
I've got all these cool new friends. I'm paying attention more to my family. I'm doing the mom thing. This is going to be what the fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck?
This new DLC's bullshit. This expansion sucks. 2024 expansion of life is bullshit so far.
But the 2023 pack ended with a bang. I saw Ice Nine Kills live for the first time, and I met Eddie Izzard in the span of 3 days.
Well, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
That was fucking amazing. And then this year starts off with, hi, yeah, did you miss your kick in the nuts that we meant to give you in like December? Yeah, no, here you go.
Great.
Gordon Becker says he wants to live in Skyrim. Well, as long as it's not fucking Starfield. That looks like a really boring simulation to be in. It's really too bad.
I don't know if I want to live in Skyrim unless I have badass hero powers.
Well, yeah. I think if you were the main character, I think the idea is that you assume you were the main character. You're the Dovahkiin,
Because that's my problem with every, would you want to live in the world of, yeah, if I'm one of those main characters who are awesome and not the rest of the people who have to live in the shitty world they inhabit.
You guys can have Skyrim. I want to be a painted ghoul from Fallout 4 in Nuka World. I just want to live in an amusement park, not give a shit. Someone has spray painted me polka dots. I'm fine. Fun
fact, Jack is a ghoul in Fallout 4.
Yeah, I am a ghoul in Fallout 4. I am, fucking what's his name? Hancock. Yeah, I'm not his voice. The character was literally based.
It was based on
me.
Jack. Yeah.
My son has been watching me play Fallout, and I told my son that was you.
Aw.
It was
that guy. Who's that guy you keep talking to? Oh, that's your Uncle Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the inspiration for Hancock. It sometimes it's kind of cool having a brother that makes AAA video games. It's sort of like, hey, do you think it would be out of pocket? Would it be out of pocket if your pad was just this kind of messed up place with all this shit going on? There's just cocaine sitting in the middle of the table, and I'm like, yeah. Yeah, no, that sounds like totally what I would do. If I was a ghoul in the middle of Fallout.
Yeah, that tracks. Tracks.
Right down to that speech where it's sort of we are a people, but if anyone comes down here, we're gonna fuck them up.
Yeah.
Fuck the Institute, sons of bitches. But yeah, I actually, well, it helped that I thought that was a really good game with a really good story.
Yeah, me too.
I really liked Fallout 4. I like Fallout 3 too.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought they did. I understand why people got mad at the ending, because it's yeah, that is a little railroady, if you know what I mean. You have to sacrifice yourself. That's a little.
Yeah. Until they added the update, which
when they added the update, that was really good, because you were like, yeah, wait a minute, why don't we send in the super mutant who's immune to radiation?
Yep. It's they heard people's criticisms. They're like, oh shit, you're right, and then they just added that in. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Bronson, it's totally it's all right. I was just busting your balls.
Oh man, Fallout 2 is set in your neck of the woods. Oh, it's set in Oregon. Nice.
Sweet.
So unfortunately, 76 is the one set in the Appalachian Hills.
76 is the one Fallout thing that I think was a bit of a misstep.
It was
I'm still waiting for my canvas bag, by the way.
Oh no.
Yeah, it ain't coming. It ain't coming. I don't know what all happened with that, but
Well,
chaos. Bad things happened.
I was with my son's father at the time, and he really wanted a gamer girlfriend, so he got me into Fallout. He bought me an Xbox, and then Fallout 76 is coming out, and he made a big deal, and he got me like the best thing ever with the fucking power armor helmet. And then
Did you get the power armor helmet?
I did.
Okay, good.
And Josh knows I kind of gave away a lot of stuff that, like, yeah, he was super into this. I was not. If my little brother wants this, he can have it. But the way I've seen a grown man throw a childlike temper tantrum over shit in a box, I'm like, babe, it's cool. Look, it's the power armor. It feels like plastic, and this is supposed to be canvas. What the fuck?
Well, the bag I understood because I saw the bag and I was like, this looks like something you get at the grocery store. That's not good. No, it was really bad.
I believe it.
But like the helmet is still like, I would expect the helmet to be made out of plastic.
The helmet was
I would
cool.
be surprised if I could get it on my own head. Because it's really more of a display piece where you're just like,
right.
Yeah.
And it makes the noises and it's cool, but at the same time, it's like, I remember standing there looking at a 32-year-old man going, what the fuck is actually wrong with you? It's the game you wanted. You've been waiting for it. But quick, let's yell over the fact that it feels like plastic and the bag isn't.
Okay, well, just to recuse myself, or I don't know what the
defend
word
yourself.
I don't know about defend. This is not a defense. This is more of a. I can't really get up on a high horse on that because if I got like an expensive Transformer or Godzilla toy, like if the fire was broken. Like, yeah, he's got light inside. He goes, if that shit was broken, I'd be like, I'm going to kill somebody. I'm going to kill somebody. I spent motherfucking money on this. You promised me fucking a deal was made. I was sold
were drawn in
goods.
The sand.
Yeah, I was fucking sold a list of goods.
I think it's hilarious every time Jack gets a Transformer because he is like the pickiest bastard going over all of its flaws and stuff. And I'm just like, it's just a toy, man. Play with it.
No. You cannot possibly enjoy it at as many levels as I do.
I got to look up the new Ghostbusters merch. I've been getting updates because I've got a child that's obsessed with Ghostbusters.
Ooh, okay.
But there's supposed to be a Ghostbusters Transformers. Yep.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. There's an Ecto one. It's actually really cool because it's actually both plastic and die-cast metal.
And they're doing it again. They're re-releasing it with the new Ghostbusters film that's coming out.
Sweet.
Oh, they're doing another run of it. Ooh.
You've got an Optimus
Now's your time,
Prime
Jack.
and the Ecto one that's like the actual hearse, and then they got an Optimus Prime one. So I don't know why
Wait, they have a Ghostbusters Optimus Prime?
Yes, that's going to be releasing with the new movie.
Hold on, I asked this one. Hold on, Ghostbusters.
Why
Optimus...
the Ghostbusters need a Mack truck? I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at. Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it is within the Ghostbusters colors. It does have. Okay, actually, I'm looking at this. It is a little cool, actually.
Jack recently got that Frankenstein Transformer that was pretty dope.
Yes. Yes. Let's see. How would you guys rank the Transformers movies and the Toy Story movies? What?
Oh, okay. Well,
all right. Starting with Transformers. Transformers is the movie from the 80s, number one.
That's the only one
with
I've
a
seen.
bullet. All the others are less than that. I would say that the next best one, however, would be Bumblebee. After that, Rise of the Beasts, and then the original Bayformers and everything after that is just garbage.
Yeah, that's about right. I actually think you would like Bumblebee, Rachel. I should show it to you.
Yeah, Bumblebee's
Yeah, you also need
good.
to show me all the Fast and the Furious films. So,
okay, the Fast and the Furious films. I think Bumblebee is like legit good, whereas the Fast and the Furious films are just dumb fun.
I
would
had
say
no idea.
5 is a legit action heist movie.
Okay, fair.
Was that when we were on our day trip to the Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead location? Okay. Last time Josh was in Ohio, we were driving to Pennsylvania. 8 hour, 8 hours both ways?
Yeah, right? It had to have been something like that, yeah.
And at some point, we got to talking about movies that are just dumb that we love. And then he's like, no, you don't understand. The Fast and the Furious franchise is like an underrated masterpiece. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about?
No, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
It's like, no,
the
it's
caveat
fucking crazy,
is they don't start to be until 5.
Yeah. It's like, oh, do I have to watch all the others before 5? No, they specifically made 5 so that you're like, I have no idea what Fast and Furious is about. They're like, it doesn't fucking matter. It's about dudes in cars, okay?
He sold me when he's like, they drive around Chernobyl.
It's true. It happens at one point.
And it was like, oh, okay, I guess.
In one of the more recent ones, they drove a car into space.
Yep.
I mean, classics.
Just so any other like 80s collectors out there know, there's an Ecto 1 Transformer, there is a Jurassic Park Transformer comes with both the transforming Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Jeep that also transforms, and a Back to the Future one.
Cool.
So if you're really into that, and I kind of am, but I don't know, man. I just don't have that much money. It's what we're really getting to. Oh my God. They have
I kind of feel like some of those are like, you're getting sweet and sour sauce in my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like, it's like, I like both things, but I don't know if I need them together.
Yes. Oh my God.
That's the other thing I saw today.
Yeah.
This Cinemark is going to have a Slimer popcorn bucket for the new Ghostbusters film.
Oh my God.
And it's him holding the popcorn bucket. That's not the point. But part of me is like, Slimer's got a stick in that.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Nice.
I can't think of anything else. And the way he's smiling, I'm like, oh.
All right. No joke, GL Knight, an Iron Giant Transformer, I would totally want.
But I guess he would have to turn into something else. Like, he couldn't just be... the Iron Giant would have to be the robot form.
Yeah, I'm imagining him turning into like a diesel train or something. Like, that would be cool. Like,
ooh, I know they made a Thomas the Tank Engine Transformer at one, not officially, but like you can find like Thomas the Tank Engine like toys, little bootleggy that turn into robots. Which
nice.
They also combine. There's one that combines into like a Devastator like robot that has the Thomas the Tank Engine face in the middle of his chest.
That's fucked up.
And you're just like, what?
Kind of terrifying, honestly.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's Thomas the Tank Engine kind of nightmare,
See, and I'm never going to be able. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
You kind of mentioned like the off-brand toys, and it reminded me there was like a superhero set of toys that came with Shrek, and no one can explain why Shrek was included in the set.
That is weird.
Oh my God. For real.
It's called the Sense of Right Alliance.
Oh, those things are the best. Those things are the best. That's like where you get like the off-brand Spooderman.
Superman Big Alliance that comes with a Ninja Turtle, the Thing from the Fantastic Four, 2 Power Rangers, and Shrek.
What I think is Shia LaBeouf of the Transformers movies, I wondered why his character existed.
Yeah.
You know, like, see, when I think of Transformers movie, I thought it was going to be like, I thought the worst I could expect was like Fast and the Furious, but the drivers were the robots. You know, like I thought that was what it was going to be. I thought it was like, okay, there's Megatron. There's like 2 car Transformers, like Sunstreak and fucking Wild Rider or something. And just going like, woo, look at this. Woo. Like being characters. Instead, they were just kind of an excuse for explosions in this drama that I didn't give 2 shits about.
I'm just happy that an actual cannibal other than Armie Hammer got some screen time. So.
I actually have a hot take on Shia LaBeouf in general, and Transformers movies are a great example of the type of miscasting that I feel like he suffered from for a majority of his career. Everyone for the longest time was trying to cast Shia LaBeouf as a leading man, but he's not a leading man. He's a weirdo. He needs to play weird characters. That's how he started his career on Even Stevens, playing the weird little brother. But instead, they keep trying to cast him as like the every kid or the every guy. And that's not Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf is better in stuff like Nymphomaniac, where he's playing a fucking weirdo who's having a lot of sex.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's like they
and he's married to Mia Goth.
True, he is. Yeah.
You know, nothing wrong with that.
No matter what, he won.
Yeah, but yeah, I absolutely agree with you because like they keep trying to make him like a Matthew McConaughey type, and I'm like, that's not him at all.
Here's the funny thing about Matthew McConaughey: his career's gotten better the more he's been able to move away from that archetype he used to have, where he could just play weird shit too.
Yeah, yeah.
I just wish he'd stop saying weird shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I always found myself going like, yeah, don't make Shia LaBeouf a leading man. What's wrong with making him Owen Wilson? You know, like I always kind of liked Owen Wilson, even when I hated the movie he was in. He's not one of those character actors that I really looked forward to, but it was like, oh hey, Owen Wilson, I recognize that guy. You know, okay.
He's definitely one of those guys where he's in a lot of really shit movies, but he's always enjoying them.
Yeah,
we were
kind of like Matthew Lillard.
Oh my God, yes.
What were you saying, Rachel?
Oh, how I was personally victimized by my Owen Wilson impression.
Oh yes, that story's great.
What happened?
I was dating a guy, and it was near the end of the relationship. We could kind of see it coming, but he, like, I was asleep. He kissed me awake, and I went, "Oh wow!" And we just happened to break up that day. And my friend's like, "You know, he broke up with you because you went, oh wow," and he was sick of Owen Wilson. And I'm like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me!" No. And then I told Josh the same story. He's like, "I would have broken up with you."
Well, see, now you could have played it off like a Jennifer Coolidge impersonation. You know, oh wow.
But someone pointed out that if you can do a Jennifer Coolidge, you can do an Owen Wilson, because Jennifer Coolidge is just like pitched up a little more. And then I was like, oh wow. Oh wow, I want a hot dog real bad. Yeah. Oh God, it's right.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah, it turns out Stifler's mom is the real champion of that movie.
To be fair, always has been.
Always has been, yeah. Yeah. Oh God, what was I watching? I was watching something the other day, and she showed up, but now I can't remember what the fuck it was.
White Lotus?
No, because I don't watch White Lotus.
Good.
It was something that was made a few years ago, but now I'm spacing on it.
She'll randomly pop up and shit, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
I always like when she shows up in the Christopher Guest movies, because she has wonderful lines like, "We have a lot in common, like we both like naps and soup." Like trying to identify with her aging husband, and I'm like, yes, naps and soup keep the relationship alive.
Yeah. But yeah, I adore Jennifer Coolidge, you know.
She is a treat.
Yeah, it is funny. My Brother Will noted one time, he's like, you have the same taste in movie stars that like really gay dudes have. And I'm like, yes. Yes, I do.
I can see it. I can see it.
Oh, man. Let's see. Would it be funny if he developed a conflict? If it's the relationship I think you were talking about, Rachel, then in my opinion, that can't get funnier.
It was a dude that left me for his weed dealer. And he was, first off, this guy was convinced I was having sex with a gay man. And I'm like, do you understand how being gay works? He don't want me. Never wants me. I still think there's something fucky going on there. And then I had to explain to my boss, because he's like, hey, I heard you broke up with Mike. What happened? He thought I was fucking Ben, and I got sick of it. Wait, gay Ben?
Ben?
Yeah,
Pretty
gay
sure
Ben.
he's gay. You know?
Does he not know what being gay is? And I'm like, that's exactly what I asked him over the phone. And it became the running gag, and nobody talked about it, but everyone went, does he know what being a homosexual is all about?
Is? Yeah.
No.
You know what? I think I figured it out. Turns out he was a Luke Wilson fan the whole time.
The bitch.
Oh, man. Well, you know, Casey Affleck's the real acting talent in that family.
Didn't he get like fucking canceled for like Me Too shit?
I forget. I honestly forgot because it was Casey Affleck. You know, like if it was Ben Affleck, I'm sure I would have known. You know, that media circus would not have stopped forever.
I remember something with Casey Affleck because I remember people kept asking Ben about it, and he would just walk away.
Well, that's what I would do. You know, it's like, I'm not gonna talk about like I'm here to promote whatever dumb shit I'm doing. You know. Like, come on. Well, it's like that guy who there was this one like guy, this one asshole who used to be like an entertainment interviewer dude. And he eventually became like a conservative talking head for a little bit, no fucking shock. And he's the guy who like tried to sandbag Quentin Tarantino, and that's when Quentin Tarantino said, "You're here to promote my movie, so shut the fuck up."
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
You know, like, I'm not here to talk about any of that stuff. I'm here to talk about the movie. Do you fucking understand that? He's also the guy that tried to, like, sandbag fucking Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. and his agent was just like, okay, we're done. We're getting out of here. And he was like, oh, we're done? Great. I'm let's go.
That's fucking sick.
You know, and it's one of those like, well, why did he have to become a conservative talking head? It's like, because celebrities wouldn't talk to him anymore. You know, it's like, you just, I'm not going to, you just slagged off Robert Downey Jr. and fucking Quentin Tarantino. Why would anyone else want to talk to you?
There is a unspoken kind of pipeline from like shitty paparazzi merchant to conservative like talking head. It exists.
Yeah. Well, that's how we got what's his nuts? Shapiro. Ben Shapiro.
Oh.
You know?
Well, he was a failed screenwriter, is what happened with him. That's why he's now writing movies for the film company that his newspaper or online news outlet, Daily Wire, produces now, and they're awful.
I don't even know of any of them.
There's one that came out very recently where a bunch of guys dress in drag to compete in female sports.
Oh my God, that was him.
I remember that. Yeah, that came out recently.
Yeah, that was him.
Come on.
That's the Shapiro.
And people were like, what the fuck? Is that what they actually think happens? Because that's sad.
Yeah. Let's see. You guys mentioned Shrek. Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy are both known for playing multiple characters in some of their movies. Yes.
This is true.
That is
They
true.
are.
That is true. That is a true statement. Hey, Scanner Darkly, how you doing?
Even though one of those Mike Myers impressions gets used in my house a lot more than anything else. The Scottish dad from So I Married an Axe Murderer, because my son will start to pop up and, hey, what's going on? In head, move!
There is something about all of Mike Myers' awful Scottish characters. So just so everyone knows, I put Horror Mom's GoFundMe in the chat again. If you can help her out, it would be wonderful.
Thank you. I don't want a dishwasher next to my washing machine in my basement, please.
It would be ideal if that didn't happen.
I'm surprised. How dare you say such a thing? You know, like.
Well, even my son, like, I got a message from my teacher, and she's like, he said your basement fell apart. What's going? And I'm like, oh my God. No, the basement didn't fall apart. It might.
The dishwasher fell through the goddamn floor is what happened.
But he, apparently the way he spun it was, and then I had to go in there and I saved my mom. And from what?
So in his version, he's a superhero, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When really, I'm sorry, dude. We're just sitting on your little training potty and telling me how your poop was going at the time. Because, like, maybe I remember it differently. Maybe something got mixed in signals. But when I say you were doing jack shit, you were really doing jack shit.
God. What was? Oh man, there's a movie coming out that I'm actually really interested in seeing, but now I have forgotten the title of it. It's a horror movie. It's coming out this month on VOD, and it's about a park ranger who
Lovely, Dark, and Deep.
Lovely, Dark, and Deep.
There you go.
Yeah, it's about, for everybody else, it's about like a park ranger that starts realizing that the park rangers allow something in the woods to like take people, because if they don't, something bad happens. And I'm like, okay, this looks like, it made me think of this game that came out that I actually hated, called Firewatch. But the reason I hated it was because it didn't do what this movie's obviously doing. There's a point in that game where you like, they're like, oh my God, there's all these missing kids. There's this weird guy out in the woods, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, this is the fucking mystery. This is the story. Like, I'm going to like find out what happened to these kids and all this shit is going to happen. No, it's a complete aside. And I'm like, what? You're not even going to complete the mystery? You're not even going to tell me that, like, I don't know, a bear ate them? Like, something? No?
No answers? Cool.
No answers? Okay, awesome. Thank you. Fuck you.
Surprise twist at the end of the game. Cocaine Bear shows up.
That'd have been something. Instead, it's basically a conversation between two people saying, yeah, I guess we're not going to hook up after all, the end. And I'm like, what kind of bullshit is this? I had to have gotten the bad ending because that's horse shit. You don't end a story that way. That's pointless. The guy was, the guy had no transformational arc, and find this like little interview where the guy's like, well, I really wanted these people to behave more like people I knew in real life. And I'm like, you need to get better friends then, because holy fucking shit. Holy shit.
There's another horror movie that's, I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know where it's coming out. Late Night with the Devil.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody seen anything of that?
No.
The one with the polka dot man?
Yes. Playing a 70s TV show host that just happens to like interview Reagan.
Yeah, I don't know when it's coming out, but I am excited about it.
I've seen clips and that's it.
Late Night with the Devil apparently came out last year. I don't know if That
it
might
hit
be
a
its
bunch of festivals last year. I don't think it's out yet.
Okay.
But the premise alone, I'm like, you got me. You sold me. I'm done.
All right, it's gonna be in theaters on March 22nd, and then it will hit Shudder on April 19th. So there we
Yes.
go. Those are the
Okay,
2 days.
Thank you.
Okay. That
Because I love
sounds.
Polka Dot Man and everything. So
Yeah, I know his name. I just don't know how to pronounce the last name, and so I didn't want to butcher it. So I said Polka Dot Man.
that's the safe option. That's what a lot of us do.
Oh, this looks fun.
Oh yeah, the Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah.
I've been excited about it for like months because it hit the festivals and then like the trailers, and it looks so good.
Yeah, that sounds great, you know. And have been watching that True Detective season 4. That's been an interesting one.
I think I'm the only one in this chat who hasn't watched the new season yet.
I stopped watching after a certain point. I need to catch up. But let me tell you, seeing Jodie Foster get railed by a doctor.
By Christopher Eccleston.
Yes. And I'm a huge Jodie Foster fan. She has been one of my girl crushes for a while. And it's like, do you know how uncomfortable it is to watch this with your father sitting next to you on the couch?
All right, I just want to say, if she was railed by Christopher Eccleston, then she wasn't just railed by a doctor; she was railed by the doctor.
Yeah.
Sir, I just want to say I enjoyed looking inside the TARDIS. I don't understand how it's both small on the outside and bigger on the inside, and why you change faces every couple years. If you can explain that to me, sir, the FBI has a couple questions. I definitely have a couple questions.
The thing I think is first of all, the thing I thought was really impressive is I didn't recognize him until his second appearance.
No, I had to look up who the actor was, and then I'm like, bullshit, it is.
Yeah, I'm like, they had to have put that, like half of that has got to be makeup, because it's one thing to look old. It's different to have a completely different jawline. You know,
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some makeup on there.
Yeah, you know, to say nothing of the fact that how do you cover up those ears, man? You know,
How do you pin them back?
Yeah, and anyway, like, I also love the fact that Jodie Foster is so unlikable. Yeah, her redeeming factor is the fact that she is a very good detective. Everything else about her is just despicable.
I was reading an interview with her before the season started where she talked about her character being like the worst Karen of all, to end all Karens, or something to that effect.
Yes. Yes. Like, you're watching the whole thing and you're like, bitch, you being here is a problem. You know? Yeah, you might just figure out how these people died and who murdered this girl, but you shouldn't be here. Yeah, it's a really, really, really good season. It's also the one where more than one person sees weird shit.
And it connects back to, I guess, the first season of True Detective, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, because the ghost, if it is a ghost, that the old woman interacts with is Matthew McConaughey's character's father.
Spoilers,
fun.
Man.
Yeah, well.
I just said I hadn't seen an episode yet.
Oh no!
Yeah, but that's
name
not
that's readily available.
Well, it's not like they don't draw attention to it. It's one of those, oh, you have to know, you have to figure it out. It's not actually important to the plot.
No, they mentioned the name like a couple different times. So
yeah, and the guys and the case from season 3 also is mentioned, but only in passing.
Gotcha. Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I have been like missing those really cool like supernatural mystery shows that were done in like Sweden back in like the earlier 2000s. You know, like my favorite, probably my favorite being Jord Scott. You know, because that's literally just it's the modern world, but it's a person literally like walking through Norwegian folklore. You know,
cool shit.
Yeah, it is.
Good.
Yeah, it actually is. There are a few things that are just sort of non sequiturs, like when they run into the old man fiddler in the river, who's like he's basically a monster. You get too close to him, he eats you. Which happens.
Monsters.
Yeah, which is something that happens, but has nothing to do with the plot. It's just a cold open. You know, but like I kind of miss that stuff. There was one that tried to do that with Central and South American mythology called the Invisible City, but it wasn't as good.
Gotcha.
You know, the Central, I kept forgetting that the whole thing was about a dead daughter. You know, like that was the central thing. The main character
good when you
about.
Forget that.
Yeah, that's the part I forgot. The one-legged spirit in the who's disguised as a dude in a wheelchair. When he stops hopping on one leg, he lights on fire. Like I remember that because I'm like, why isn't he the main character? Like why isn't it about these monsters, man? Because I don't give a shit about why is it just about monsters trying to stop evil land developer? Like just like Nightbreed with a bit of like, you know, I guess Godzilla, you know, fucking in there just to like, we could do that. Like they're human half the time. Don't have to spend that much on special effects. And then we can get rid of this plot that doesn't work, you know? But then again, that's me. I just want to see monsters doing shit. You know,
fair, yeah.
And you mentioning this reminded me of a show I used to watch back when I was a kid. It came out in 2001. It was called Special Unit 2. And it was Chicago police, but basically mixed with Men in Black, but they're dealing with monsters of the week. Like, you know, they have a gnome that works in the office.
Is he a literal gnome?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
And like this week we're fighting spider creatures. The next week it's gonna be a banshee, and it was a comedy show on like sci-fi. It was fucking hilarious.
All right.
And oh yeah, Richard Gant was their boss, which fucking amazing.
Oh, Sean Radman was in it. Sean Whalen was in it.
Yep.
Fucking Roach.
Gotta love him.
Yeah. Also, like, who was he in The Matrix? What was his name in The Matrix? He was the tastes like chicken guy in The Matrix.
I forget what his actual name is in that movie.
Yeah.
But God knows, I always like finding Sean Whalen, and I have one great story about him where I messaged him on, I think it was like Instagram or fucking Twitter, where I'm like, wait a minute, did I just see you in Batman Returns? Can you confirm this? And yeah, he's a paper boy in Batman Returns. And he's like, not a lot of people catch me in that one. Good eye. It's like, I just thought, holy shit, that paper boy looks like Roach, and he's not listed on IMDb.
Oh man. Oh, Danny Woodburn as the gnome. Always stereotyped as a short mythical creature. Except for, actually there was one, except for like, I think the one time he actually got to like kind of stretch his acting chops, weirdly enough, was in Ghoulies 2.
And Seinfeld, Danny Woodburn is just playing a little person actor that is dealing with being a little person actor and how he's pissed off at the kid that he's doubling for growing. Like,
Speaking of ghoulies, did your son hide your ghoulie again?
I believe he did, but I'm gonna really quickly look for it. Because
So apparently her kid is terrified of a ghoulie I got her. And so he keeps trying to hide it and get rid of it.
Well, if I can't have a cat ghoulie, god damn it, I'll grab Joe's foot out. Yes, my son has a habit. I cannot find the cat ghoulie. And that
Tragic.
makes me sad. But I love my son and I love Josh. And Josh has sent me wonderful plushies, and he got me a cat ghoulie that my son was like, Mom, I don't like it. And I'm like, it's okay, you don't have to like it. But he hid it down the laundry chute one day. That was interesting to like open up the laundry chute, like give up looking for it, and then see like two little legs and going, oh, all right. But Josh got me the special edition of Maniac 2 that came with a plushie Joe Spinell, because
plushie.
I'm obsessed with Joe Spinell.
That's his Mr. Robbie outfit?
That is the Maniac 2 director last horror show. But I unpacked it, I fall in love with it, I'm cuddling it, I put it on my bed. Tommy comes out with it by the hair. What is this? What, Mom, what is this? It is so weird. You are so weird. I had a hard day. I had a really hard day. I need a nap. I can't do this. And I'm like, okay, why don't you just put it down? It is so ugly, Mom. I had a really long day. I'm like, Jesus Christ, just put it. And when I came into the room, he had it on my computer chair, covered up with a towel. It was looking at me, and I didn't like it.
Fair enough, buddy.
You don't want to tell your problems to Mr. Robbie. Don't want to do that. Don't do that, kid.
Buddy, look at him. He's adorable. No. And then you bought the cat ghoulie, and it's like all of a sudden this guy turned 10 times cuter.
Which, weirdly enough, I would say that the Joe Spinell looks weirder than the cat ghoulie. So,
yeah, exactly, right? And I have a pillow that looks like meat that Tommy today was telling me is my pizza pillow.
Pizza pillow. All right.
It's not a pizza. It's just a hunk of meat. No, it's pizza. I'm not sleeping on meat. So it's better to sleep on pizza?
Tommy logic.
The logic of a 4-year-old blows my mind. There is none.
Oh man. This is it? Are you talking about like the $200 ghoulie cat?
Oh god,
outfit?
no.
Oh, okay. I was like, that thing looks super legit.
I spent $200 on this.
Oh, okay. There's a plushie. Oh, I see. There's a plushie one.
The $30 plushie is what I got because I cannot afford the $200 epic one.
Right.
I have to wake this kid up to go, where the fuck is the cat ghoulie?
Okay, yeah, I see the $30 one. I was like, oh, okay, that makes a bit more sense. You know? Oh my god.
That being said, I did spend a pretty penny on the expensive edition of Maniac 2 that had that plushie with it. So that one was more expensive.
I'll be missing it. I should just leave out some catnip and it'll come.
It'll come eventually.
Wait, they did a
But here's a Mothra Squishmallow that Josh got me as well.
So wait, they actually like did a release of Maniac 2?
Yeah, it was not the Mr. Robbie Maniac 2. It's the Italian title for the last horror show.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And they titled it Maniac 2. And the Italian poster is a mock-up of the Maniac poster, except it's Carolyn Monroe's head.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, You understand why I was a little confused?
Yes, absolutely.
But also, we were talking about the cat ghoulie because me and Josh bonded over the fact that we have the same favorite ghoulie. But one day he asked me, I wonder how much it cost for the ghoulie to go to like we were talking about Matthew Lillard. Then we got to Ghoulies Go to College because he's in that. And then I ended up working out.
Isn't he like 11 or something?
He's like
in that,
maybe 20 in that movie. Like he's young. But we figured out the cost of tuition. Actually, Josh just made an offhand comment of, I wonder how much it costs to send the Ghoulies to college. And I went, hold up a second, I'll do the math.
And then she did the math.
I could send Ghoulies to college. I could figure out their FAFSA forms.
Oh, Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College. It's
so fucking bad.
It's a movie.
It's a film that was made by people.
Yeah. The one really like true criticism I have is it's not as bonkers as Spookies. Because that movie's just completely bonkers. Nothing makes sense. Like, individual scenes make sense, but you're like, why are these scenes all in the same movie? That it doesn't, I don't understand what's supposed to be going on.
Fair.
But if you just want people going into rooms and getting attacked by weird monsters, like, hey.
It delivers.
It delivers.
Yes.
You know, one thing it's not that a lot of, like, quote unquote, bad movies are, it's not boring. Like, it is not boring. Yet.
I have put Horror Mom's GoFundMe in the chat once again. Any little bit helps. So if you can share it or donate to it, it would be wonderful. And you'll be doing me a personal favor if you did.
Wait a minute. Jason Scott Lee was in Ghoulies 3.
The more you know.
The more you know.
And now I'm thinking about Ghoulies 3 a little too hard to go, where the fuck was he?
His character's named Kyle. Yeah, so what was Ghoulies 4? I don't think I saw that one. There might be good reason for this, but like Ghoulies
at a certain point
4, I see like what looks like maybe a hooker on the cover. So you would think I would have seen this already.
I honestly can't remember what Ghoulies 4 had in it.
All right, so looking at a trailer. Okay, there's a ghoulie. Oh, it is a hooker. Okay, all right. Ghoulies follow a hooker around, and she gets involved with a sorcerer who summons a demon. All right, yeah, sure, why not?
I think I vaguely remember watching this at some point, but I don't remember anything about it, to be honest.
Yeah, this looks bad in all the ways that I both like and don't like. I should see it.
Do it.
Yeah. GL Knight says you were in for a trip.
Like a fried berry trip?
Oh my god. Oh, fried berry. That was a movie.
That's a good movie.
That was a really good one. Yeah. Because like it's about an alien that possesses this fucking asshole in the middle of Johannesburg and does all the drugs.
Yep. Goes on one hell of a bender that lasts a whole night.
Yep. I love that scene of him just like eating ecstasy pills. Like,
would make a good double feature with what is it? Something Sky.
Liquid Sky.
Liquid Sky,
well,
yes.
it's kind of the opposite of Liquid Sky when you get right down to it, because in Liquid Sky, it's like the alien is the metaphor for fucking addiction. And it's a bad thing. But in Fried Berry, it's just sort of like It's not. It's
the alien does a lot of good things on those drugs.
Yeah, it's like an alien comes down, gets high, and helps people. Like while all of this insane like exploitation shit is going on around him. Really good movie. Ask for It by Name.
Hell yeah.
He was apparently
Hells to the yeah.
He was apparently supposed to be doing this short called.
Just a note to any other ghoulie pet parents: tag your ghoulies, get them microchipped, get them spayed and neutered.
Oh shit. Yes. Oh God. What was on? Okay, we're talking about fried berry and
drugs and Liquid Sky.
And Liquid Sky. Oh, good stuff. Apparently, like I was talking to someone where like they were telling me that their mom didn't like them listening to the music from Liquid Sky.
It's such a specific thing.
I know. I was like, couldn't handle my rhythm box, I guess. You know,
guess
like
not.
See,
yeah.
And my mom was very weird. And she was like, I don't want you listening to the Smashing Pumpkins. And I never knew why. And for some reason, she got the Smashing Pumpkins confused with Marilyn Manson. I don't know how that happens.
I can kind of see it, but I have to like twist my brain into a pretzel.
Wasn't she like a big fan of the Cramps? Like what was what?
She was on the road with the Cramps with my dad. So
what gives?
Yeah, she was fine with every other band, but that was like, no, I don't think that may be a little too much.
Greetings, Johnny Too Dangerous.
Yeah, hey man. Like
your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to donate to this GoFundMe.
It'll make your penis grow 2 sizes.
Yeah. It'll
like the Grinch's heart.
Chicks will love you, you know. It'll help you get a girlfriend, you know. Maybe not, but you know.
But yes.
Yeah, I actually really love Liquid Sky. It's, you know, you're like, is it a good movie? And I'm like, it's a movie everyone should watch at least once. You know,
a movie like Liquid Sky for me transcends conversations of good, bad, in between. It's just an experience.
Yeah,
you know?
Some things
take her to leave it.
Yeah, some things are better off just for existing, and Liquid Sky is definitely one of those.
It's like Lost Highway. We don't know why it was made, but god damn it, it's good.
Oh, dude,
that's a good example.
Lost Highway was the first David Lynch movie where I got to the end and I was like, I get it. It's like I understood everything that was happening, you know, and I was like, oh, okay.
David Lynch here. Happy you understood one of my films finally.
Yeah,
now here's a woman in a tube top mopping a floor. Make sense of this. Bye, bitch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because then what was the follow-up? Mulholland Drive? And I was like, all right, I'm lost again.
Okay, we've hit some sense. I'm happy with Blue Velvet. All right. This movie, I can follow it. A to B. All right. Pretty cool. Dude. All right. A little less sense, but we're still around the same area. What's going on? Okay. We're losing you, Dave. We're losing you. And you get back.
Yeah, well, like, oh, God. It's the one thing that I wish that they had done with the new Dune, which is kept or built on some of the stuff that David Lynch put in his version. Like look, what I'm saying is I need my 7th stage navigator. You know, I need fucking, what's his, oh God, Chucky. The guy plays
Brad Dourif.
Yeah, I need Brad Dourif with that orange, like, paste over his lips.
It is by the juice of Safu that sets my mind in motion. The thoughts become stains. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion.
Yes. Yeah, I'm like, I need that stuff. And I need the dudes with the glasses.
Desert. They will be eaten by the sandworms. They will never be found.
Walk without rhythm and you won't attract the worm. You know?
Also, you just mentioned Brad Dourif. At the senior care center that I currently work at, I have a woman who's very nice, but she never remembers my name. But she knows I like movies. So every once in a while I'll hear, hey, Fellaini, get in here. Yes, ma'am. and she will like call me by a different director's name on the day. But the other day she was like, what's, what movie were you watching, yesterday, whatever? And I'm like, oh, I watched Cuckoo's Nest, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That has the guy from Exorcist 3. And I'm like,
George C. Scott?
Brad Dourif.
Oh,
yes.
Brad Dourif. Oh, okay.
Yes, he's
Billy
Billy
that's
Bibbit.
right.
And
I
then she
forgot he was
started
in
like
that.
ranting about how much she loves Exorcist 3 and how it's much better than the original. And I'm like,
oh, I wouldn't go that
holy
far.
fuck, you are my best friend, lady.
I like Exorcist 3. I don't know if it's as good as the first one. It's a very different movie. You might need to
interrupt for a second.
Yeah.
We need to interrupt for 1 second. I don't need to tap out. I am realizing that we have a problem.
What?
None of my messages in the chat with the GoFundMe link are going through. I think you have to post it, Jack.
I have to post it.
Because I think it's blocking links.
Well then.
Right. Okay, give me the link then.
Okay.
Send it to me on Discord.
There you go.
All right.
Oh, who's my favorite or least favorite vampire? My favorite vampire is Max Schreck in Interview with a Vampire. No, Interview with a Vampire.
In the Shadow of the Vampire. See, here's the thing. I was gonna say something similar. In fact, I was gonna say that exact same thing.
All right, so Jack just posted the link to Horror Mom's GoFundMe in the chat. It's an actual link. You can click on it. You can go to it.
It's legit.
If you want to help out Horror Mom with her dishwasher falling through her floor situation, every little bit helps, even if it's just $5. Just donate what you can. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry that wasn't working, babe. I didn't even notice.
No.
I didn't notice until I refreshed and I realized my post wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, but I was like, but yeah. So what I'm saying is, yeah, I needed that. I needed the Brad Dourif with the orange stain on his face in Dune. It didn't have to be Brad Dourif, but it should be. Well,
the replacement Piter is, I believe, Polka Dot Man. Again.
Well, that works, but does he have the big orange smear and is he like
no,
does
he's
he,
not
freak out and start see that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Hey John, how you doing?
And if you go to the GoFundMe, you get to see the gnarly looking photo of my basement.
I love it.
I will also send it to you, Jack, because this photo is just fucking hilarious.
Oh, Guru, please do, but Guru did show it to me already. Where I was like, what?
I caught him when he just woke up too, and I'm like, "Hey, look at this!" And he was
look
like,
at Rachel's
what?
basement.
Hey, John, how are you doing?
Oh, man. So yeah, oh god, what else? What else insane? Oh my god, this happened. I saw this happen just the other day. Two people, I think it was like two contributors to like The Daily Show or something of that type.
Yeah.
And they were asking what the 40K was. They were talking about 40K. And how this intersected with the election. And I was like,
what?
I know the answer to that. How do you know that? And the answer is because there are a lot of fascists who really like 40K because in that world, the Earth is the center of an intergalactic fascist state. And so they're very comfortable in there, with a bunch of zealots that screaming for their god emperor and all that jazz. Also, it's a very hyper masculine setting, because that's what kind of makes it work. because it is stupidly masculine.
It's true.
Yeah,
it really
is ridiculously masculine. Like, to the point where, like, anything woman is like a demon. It is a demon that is going to eat your soul.
Maybe out your butt.
Yeah, maybe through your butt. Probably through your butt, actually. Well, the thing to me, grimdark is the satire. The whole idea is to be so fucking dank and dark and violent that you look at it and you're like, this is ridiculous. But I think a lot of fans don't get it. I think the fascist fans don't get it. Like, they don't get that it's like, no, the Imperium of Man is awful. That's what makes it the grim dark future. It's terrible.
Fair, yeah.
You're talking about an empire that sacrifices its like thousands of its best and brightest to literally in fire to keep this emperor that is in a coma who never speaks alive. Like,
as you do.
I was like, that's the image of fascism. That was the symbol and the satire of fascism, because that's what it is. Just throwing people at this dead image that does nothing. But is male. Oh man. As far as like my favorite of the vampires that were mentioned, I hate all of those. I don't like any of them. Eddie Murphy as Maximilian is probably the one I hate the least.
What's up, Rachel?
Oh, I just remembered that I have a whole like Gary Oldman Dracula box on my wall, and I'm like, I said what I said, but then I'm looking and I'm like,
oh, that's a good point. I forgot about that. I forgot about Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah. Well, I still like. Look, it really is all about Willem Dafoe going, "You have a lovely wife. She has a beautiful bosom." Like,
why can't you eat the script, girl? I'll eat her later.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe. Oh, that movie's so good.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what my favorite or least favorite vampire would be. It's too many awesome ones to think of.
Yeah, that's the one. Who plays Todd Browning in that? That's Malkovich, isn't it?
Yep.
Malkovich.
Yeah. John Malkovich is Todd Browning. Would any of you children
like a mental ellipsis? No.
Okay.
My dad. Okay, so speaking about vampires, me and my dad I showed him Midnight Mass. I watched Midnight Mass with Josh. I sat down and watched it with my dad because I thought he'd really appreciate it. Fucking Catholic.
Yeah.
He ruined Hamish Linklater for me, the priest in that show, because he's like, why does it sound like this guy's doing a John Malkovich impression? And once he said it, I couldn't fucking unhear it. Like, Paul came from Saul. Yes, my namesake. And it's like, well, now that you threw it out there, that's all I can hear. Thanks.
It will never stop. It's just in your head now.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you going to do? I'm going to go punch Mike Flanagan.
I'll never forget like Stephen King's like comment on Midnight Mass. He's like, this is the greatest story I didn't write. It's like, this is the greatest Stephen King story I didn't write.
You just reminded me, I actually do have a favorite vampire, and it's a Stephen King vampire, the Night Flyer.
The Night Flyer.
I love the Night Flyer vampire.
The thing I like about that vampire is he's such an asshole.
He is. And the design in the movie is just so great.
It's so weird. But I just love how he's just constantly taunting the main character. And he's like, you're a fucking creep too, dude, right?
Hell yeah.
What's the difference between us? Oh, that's right. I actually kill people. So I'm going to kill you. Difference is I'm good for it.
Exactly.
But like I did, God, is such a great, funny idea. Like a vampire who just hunts longer because he has a private biplane that he just flies.
I have a funny story about that movie.
Yeah?
My grandmother, when she was moving from her house into her bestie's house, Rachel, I found this movie and I knew it would be right up your alley. And she hands me Night Flyer.
Nice.
And I'm like, thinking back on like all the DVDs and like VHSs she had, she handed my older brother boxes of VHS tapes. And I got
just
Night
the one.
Flyer.
Just Night Flyer.
There was another movie called Night Flyers. That they actually okay. So Night Flyers was written by George R.R. Martin. And it's about a bunch of people who are lost in space, and the computer is convinced that it's the pilot's mother.
Okay. All right.
And insane shit happens. Now, the movie's really goofy. You know,
You don't say.
Yeah. It's got people getting cut, zombies getting cut in half by lasers and shit. You know, like so. It's very memorable.
Like Resident Evil.
Like no, not like Resident Evil. You know, like this one's actually got entertainment factor. You know, I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm saying it's a very entertaining movie. But the thing that freaked me the fuck out is that years ago, and it's still on the platform. Netflix did a series called Night Flyers, and I was like, it's not going to be the George R.R. Martin one, and I skipped it. It is the George R.R. Martin one. It is a 6-episode retelling of that movie, and I'm like,
well then,
I'm not saying I have a problem with it, but why? Why, of all the fucking George R.R. Martin things you could have made a movie, a series out of, why did you pick Night Flyers? Like, you could have done the Skin Trade, and that'd have been great.
Well, maybe they were just the biggest fan of that first one.
Well, could be. Like, I gotta say, like, if someone was like, hey, we're gonna put you in charge of remaking Night Flyers, I probably would have done it.
John makes a good point. Put the link back in the chat again.
You got it.
Just to remind everyone, Horror Mom's dishwasher fell through her floor, and her landlord is making her pay half of what it costs to get it fixed. So if you can help her out, Jack's going to be posting the link in the chat. It's a GoFundMe. Every little bit helps, even if it's just $5, it will help out. Trust me. So
it really
thank
does.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you
There's
in
the link
advance.
again. There's the link again.
There's the link. Go click on it, share it. Even if you can't fucking donate to it, share it places so that other people can see it. The widest net you can fucking possibly expand, or I'm not sure what word I'm trying to find here, but the widest net you can throw, the better results.
Josh is a very good salesman.
All right, so here's a question. Here's a question that I want to ask. So I think Night Flyers is one of the weirdest horror science fiction movies I've ever seen. So what are yours? What are yours? Chat, you can feel free to chime in as well. Now we're talking really weird.
The weirdest science fiction things?
The weirdest science fiction horror movie.
Oh, okay. I've seen some weird shit, and yet somehow I'm drawing a blank.
See, and it's immediately my brain goes to Frankenhooker, but I really love Frankenhooker.
I mean, I know I once saw a movie with Jack in which they form a sex cult in a barn fucking an alien.
Yup.
And it's but then I keep coming up to all my favorite shitty B horror movies, and then it's that's not sci-fi, Rachel. The hazing is not sci-fi. You need to shut up about the hazing. Underrated classic. No shit. This is a puzzler.
Yeah, it's hard to say off the top of my head. You know, because my brain goes to stuff like extra, right?
Well,
Like,
that
Yeah.
counts.
yeah.
That definitely counts. Yeah, extra definitely
But I
counts.
feel like I've seen weirder shit than extra. You know?
Gotcha. But it's definitely a weird one. That's one you're never going to
Yeah.
fucking forget.
Mm-hmm.
Like another one that I'm like, man, this was a weird one. Forbidden World. Roger Corman's Forbidden World. Like
Yeah.
that
That's
one
a
was
classic right there.
real weird.
Dark Star.
Dark Star. Yeah.
John Carpenter's stoner comedy. Gotta love it.
With bouncy balls.
Yes.
So do you think was the gas the real creature, or was it just this balloon the whole time? Like, really, what does this mean? Yeah.
The real creature were the friends that we made along the
way.
Resolution and
Resolution.
some of the other movies made by the same filmmakers.
Yeah, there's Resolution. The one with
Synchronicity or something like that.
Yeah, it's like Synchronic or
Synchronic. That's
Synchronic. It had was it Falcon?
Yes.
The guy played Falcon.
Anthony Mackie.
That's it. Yeah, the Barn of the Blood Llama.
That sounds like a masterpiece.
Yeah. Oh, The Island of Dr. Moreau with Marlon Brando.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah.
Shit.
Good one.
Yeah. Species 3, I don't know, man. Like, I would go with Species 2.
Ooh, Bad Taste. Good choice.
Bad Taste is a good choice.
Bad Taste is good taste.
Very good choice. Let's see. Wilder Napalm. Hold on. This one I've never heard of.
Spaced Invaders.
Well,
I don't know if that's a horror movie, but it is weird.
Spliced just because of the implication of incest.
I fucking love Spliced. Good choice.
Spliced is, yeah.
Or I think it's just called Splice, not Spliced. My bad.
Wilder Napalm. Dark fantasy romantic comedy.
Slither's good. That's a good choice.
Slither's a good one. Plot summary. Okay, it's about a bunch of pyrokinetics. Okay, yeah, that's all right.
Spontaneous combustion. With Brad Dourif.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
I think I'm the only one in this chat who saw the movie Spontaneous that came out a year ago, or not a year ago, like 2 years ago now, where it's like a romantic comedy horror movie about a school and people just spontaneously combust.
Yeah, it's a big like metaphor for school shootings.
Yes, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it's not really science fiction though.
Well, I mean, it's like literally treated like a disaster movie with like scientists trying to figure out why people are spontaneously combusting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Tetsuo the Iron Man, that
there you go.
Yeah. Like for that matter, like shit like Versus and Wild Zero. You know.
Oh man, if we go into the Japanese realm, I've seen a lot of weird science fiction fucking horror movies. Meatball Machine and Meatball Machine 2.
Yeah. Would Tokyo Gore Police count?
Tokyo Gore Police is 100%
exactly
science fiction. So
okay. Yeah, could always go House. I don't know if that's science fiction though.
House.
Still one of the best movies I've ever had to explain to a 96-year-old nun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, House.
Yeah.
To be clear, we are talking about the Japanese House as opposed to the Vietnam War veteran House.
Yeah,
that
with
was made in America.
Richard Mall in it.
Yeah.
As the,
That being said, House 2, the second story is a masterpiece.
I love House 2, the second story. Yeah, what you got in here is a little alternate dimension. You know?
So good. But yeah, I was working at the healthcare center for the nuns, and Turner Classic Movies ran House as part of their Halloween lineup. And this woman is like, this girl just got eaten by a piano.
Yep.
And then a head came out of a well and bit someone's butt. And I'm like, oh yeah, surrealist Japanese horror. That's a let's turn the TV off.
Yeah, that got brought back into the American market because they found like a print of it in like tucked away somewhere. And it was one of those, someone was like, oh, house, hey, we got a copy of that, Richard Mall movie. And they put it in. They're like, what the hell is this? I got to tell everybody. This movie's amazing. And like they went back, of course, they communicated with Japan and they were all like, what? You want a copy of Dude's House? Okay, yeah, we could do that. Because like that movie was a huge failure. Huge financial failure to the point that everyone forgot it existed.
Another movie I want to throw out there, Wild Zero. I fucking love Wild Zero. If you out there have not seen Wild Zero, it is a zombie apocalypse movie, but it's a zombie apocalypse movie induced by alien invasion. In which the main character is a huge fan of a rockabilly band called Wild Zero, and it also involves a love story in which he falls in love with a trans woman, and he has a complex about the fact that she is trans, and then the lead singer of the fucking band sets him straight by saying that that's not rock and roll. Love has no boundaries, no gender, no whatever. You just love who you love. It's a great movie.
Damn it.
Yes.
I'm never gonna remember the name of this fucking horror movie.
Ooh, Society. Good choice.
Ooh.
And it's bugging the fuck out of me because they made a game out of it.
Which, they made a game out of it? What are you talking about?
Okay. There's a Japanese horror movie, and I saw it once on parts on YouTube. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the title of it now.
I do.
It had a killer vacuum.
Yes, I know exactly what this movie is. It's called Sweet Home.
Yes, thank you.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, they recently actually Blu-ray released that, I believe.
But it's like I remember being like, that is so fucking cool. This is really fucking cool. Fucking love this.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that like in the 70s would have been like a PG movie. But like I said, it's a 70s PG, so yeah, it goes a bit farther than you would expect. But it's got a lot of great practical monster effects. Like the ghost at the end is great.
So if you ever find a show or a movie called Sweet Home, please watch it. It's great.
Yeah, it is really, 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 really good.
And they had a video game, and you had to defeat the vacuum.
Residue was another science fiction horror film that was really weird.
Oh my God.
With fucking the dude who plays Max Headroom.
Yeah, Matt Frewer.
Oh God, yeah.
Matt Frewer.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt Frewer as like a guy who loses his head very early on in the movie, but remains a character.
Yes.
And I'm looking here at Dr. Hill, and I'm like, oh yeah, no one said Reanimator yet.
Reanimator? Oh, for that matter, Bride of Reanimator, for the really weird one.
Reanimator 3 is the weirdest. Tools. It has a penis ripped off and then taken away by a rat.
For that matter, From Beyond, also science fiction.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, From Beyond.
And I remember Reanimator 3 very well because I uncensored it a little too quickly and people saw rat running away with the person's dick. My dad was watching that stream with my mom.
Beautiful. Romantic.
Yep.
Brought a tear to their eye watching you.
They're like, we're so proud of our daughter. Look at everything that she's. Oh God. What has she done?
There's going to be some confusion because there is both Sweet Home, that movie, and Sweet Home, the Korean series that's currently playing on.
True.
Yeah.
Which is very different, but also very weird.
Yeah, very weird, very good. Very, very different, not the same at all.
Oh yeah, brain damage. Good choice. Body
that's
melt.
another one.
Body melt.
Oh my God. Yeah, there's so many good, man. So many good ones.
Which
Altered
sorry,
States. Good call.
Oh,
Good call,
holy
chat.
shit. Yeah.
Oh, and Altered States reminds me of the most dangerous game that I played at work the other day.
Yeah.
I watched The Devils, and then I followed it up with Lair of the White Worm when I was on desk duty. And I'm like,
Ken
I
Russell.
am running the risk of anyone walking behind me and asking, I'm sorry, what are those nuns doing with that statue of Christ?
Busting a nut. That's what that's called.
They're having a good old time. Fuck off.
Yeah, like that's Vanessa Redgrave, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Does
Oliver Reed.
things count?
I mean,
that's
they never technically explain.
Yeah, like
the doctor.
You don't.
No, they do explain. The doctor is doing freaky weird experiments on the pregnant lady, and then she gives birth to bug creatures. How do I know this much about things?
Oh, is that what's going on?
I know way too much.
Okay. Here's the thing about things. It's somewhat of the film is somewhat incoherent.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there aren't answers, but if you didn't get them upon first viewing, that's not your fault. Yeah, and Ken Russell never misses. I've never seen a Ken Russell movie I didn't like.
Same.
Yeah.
Though I recently realized there's a moment, and I told Josh about this. I never noticed Ken Russell is actually technically in Lair of the White Worm. He's the cop on the radio that's having trouble with his bike.
Oh.
That, never shows up to the scene because, and leaves the cop alone with the snake lady. And I'm like, how the fuck did I only notice it now? That's Ken Russell doing a little campy voice. Brilliant.
I love it when I catch something like that after my 10th rewatch of something. And just there's still new things in this movie for me to discover.
Should have topped it off with Gothic, my favorite Ken Russell movie.
Gothic is amazing.
Gothic is wonderful.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
It's your favorite too? Aw.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Wait, Ken Russell directed horror?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it stars Nicholas Roeg's wife, whose name is Teresa Russell. And I met her, and she was not kind.
Oh, good call on Eraserhead GL night.
Ooh, yeah. Man, I didn't realize he had done that one.
The more you know.
Yeah, the more you fucking know. Let's see. He has. Oh well, I mean, he did Tommy. But that's if you don't like that movie, it's probably just because you don't like musicals. Which fair enough. That stuff's
and
not
some
for
people
everybody.
like it enough to name their child after them.
It's true.
Alice in Russia Land. Oh, this one I haven't seen.
Clearly we need to track it down now.
Yeah, we need to track it down because I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, this looks like Ken Russell, Wait, he did a version of Treasure Island? He did.
How come I have a feeling it's not going to live up to the idea of Ken Russell's Treasure Island as much as I would want it to?
Okay, well, maybe yes, maybe no, because check this. Yeah. It's Long Jane Silver, and it's Hetty Baines playing Long John Silver as if he was Marilyn Monroe.
Okay, all right.
That's got some legs.
All right.
And knows how to use them.
Yeah, yes.
Carnosaur. Someone mentioned Carnosaur.
Not a Ken Russell film, but
No.
Or is it?
That does, again, magical riff night, because me and my buddy Henry did Carnosaur and Carnosaur 2, and the little boy from Carnosaur 2 showed up and I forgot that we followed each other on Twitter, and then he was like answering questions about the movie in chat. I'm like, oh, you are listening to us riff really hard on this movie. I'm so sorry. Don't kill me. Please follow me still after this. I'm sorry. I'm just
Someone
doing
has
my
not
job.
heard my voice in a long time. Wait, what a weird way to admit you're not subscribed to my channel.
Yeah. What about Matango? Ooh. Yeah, that's a good one.
Mushroom people?
Yeah, the mushroom people.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It's not the only problem I really have with that movie, it doesn't really have a climax.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It just sort of ends. It just sort of gets to the end and you're like, well, this is a neat movie, but like
that happened.
Yeah, but I was kind of expecting some sort of like big revelation at the end. It doesn't really happen because like, oh, they're turning into mushroom people. Like that kind of happens like a third of the way through the movie, you know? So you're expecting like another level and then there kind of isn't one. It's just like psychedelic shit for like 40 minutes. I mean, to be fair, I'm into. You know, to be fair, I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It's just, you know.
Fair.
Aria. Oh, my God. Yeah, his bit in Aria. Yep. My God. That was actually like the first art house movie I had ever seen. Aria. Because my dad, for some reason, bought the VHS of that.
I know you do, John.
Wait, and we were talking about weird science fiction films that we've seen. Andy Warhol's Frankenstein.
That's another great one. You know,
if you want to know life,
you must
fuck death
in the gallbladder.
In the gallbladder.
Yeah.
The brilliance in that statement alone.
And I think it'd be time to put her GoFundMe back in the chat.
Yep. Yeah, I was just doing that.
Things like that. While we're doing that, I will tell another story. I just got my son to sit down and watch Willy Wonka for the first time.
Ooh.
And he is obsessed, but he cannot say Wonka. He has trouble saying Wonka, so it comes out as Willy Wampa. And if you know what a Wampa is, the snow beast from Star Wars. And you imagine that in the velvet hat and coat. Oh, yeah. Ripping through Oompa Loompas like a motherfucker.
Oh my God. What was what if Ken Russell directed Carnosaur? Oh, okay. First of all, Carnosaur would just be a gigantic penis.
It would just be more accurate to oh God.
And Bo would be afraid of it.
Fuck. The actual design for damn it, I lost the name of the creature. No.
Oh, Rawhead Rex. Is probably what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would just be Rawhead Rex.
Yeah.
I have an encyclopedic knowledge of penis monsters. Just don't ask.
I fucking love you. This is why we're together, Josh.
Oh my God. Oh, apparently it's at 3:35.
Excellent. Climbing up there.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, the original novel Carnosaur was a god-awful read. Well, yeah, it's Carnosaur. You know, like
Were you expecting Shakespeare?
Look, it's about a woman who gives birth to a dinosaur at the end. That's the movie.
That's
oh, no, there's one last part of the movie. Hey, it's the military.
I just realized I do not know if it counts as science fiction per se, but weird movies with some science, maybe things in it.
Okay.
Titane.
Yeah, that's close enough to horror. That's close enough to horror given some of the shit that happens.
I mean, she's literally a serial killer in that, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, Titane. Yeah, it's about a woman who has sex with a car and then gets pregnant by the car.
From the car.
From the car. Now, that's not a spoiler. That happens in the first 10 minutes.
Yep. She's also a serial killer on the side, for the record. Like, And somehow that's not the main plot.
Yes. Yes. And the whole thing is like also is this really bizarre, like the whole movie's like this bizarre metaphor for being non-binary. On top of a lot of other shit that's going on. That's just one of its dimensions. Yeah, Titane is wild.
The Hidden is another sci-fi film that I just...
It's been a while since I've watched The Hidden, so I have to ask if my memory of The Hidden is bogus. Is there a point where someone shits out those monsters or the monsters go up his ass?
Yes.
I seem to remember that happening watching it, but I don't know if I made that up. All right, so
I
it
believe
did
that's
happen.
correct.
Yeah, one of the first one also has
Kyle MacLachlan.
yes.
Hail.
Yeah, which gives the movie like a bit more cachet than I think it deserves.
Ooh, Bad Biology. Good call.
Bad Biology is, oh my God. An hour and 20 minutes leading up to one joke.
Holy. The Fly is another.
What was that?
The Fly.
Yes,
true. The Fly.
Ooh.
True.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And I'm over here, the world's only defender of The Fly too.
Yeah.
Hey.
Alexi Grammer is like, I wasn't expecting Shakespeare, but you were at least expecting dinosaurs. Oh, no. The movie you need to watch is Tammy and the T-Rex, the R-rated cut.
The R-rated cut of Tammy and the T-Rex is a must-see.
Yes. Am I
PG-13 cut, I can take or leave, but that R-rated cut, you'd be surprised how much that improves the movie.
Yeah.
It's sad. I got a video game once because they hid Tammy and the T-Rex in the video game. You could sit and watch Tammy and the whole of Tammy and the T-Rex.
Nice.
Which game was this?
The asshole that did Rick and Morty released a game, and you had all these talking guns, and yeah, at one point you could sit down and watch Tammy and the T-Rex.
Congratulations, Catherine, on finishing your own stream.
Yeah. Hey, Catherine, how you doing? Yeah, terrible film. Otherwise, you don't watch the R-rated cut. It's.
Anybody remember not the video game, but the tie-in movie Dinosaur City, Dino City,
Dinocity.
The Adventures in Dinosaur City? I thought that movie was a fever dream until someone uploaded it on YouTube.
Oh God!
Someone mentioned
Alien from
Replicator. Aliens. I remember Aliens from LA. Yeah, that had a fucking what's her name in it?
Kathy Ireland.
Kathy Ireland. Yeah. It's a movie. They made it. They put it together, edited it, put it on a marquee, and it went right to cable. And then MST3K did an episode on it too.
Yep.
You know, I remember it was the first MST3K I had ever seen of a movie I watched when it was released.
Wow.
Yeah. Worth watching. Worth watching. Let's see. Does Tammy do the T-Rex?
I mean, she doesn't both
yes.
cuts, technically.
The answer is yes. And you're like, no.
That's something that gets to happen.
That's something that happens. You know, it is in fact
that's
something
we
happens.
Can all get behind. Banging dinosaurs.
Yep.
And getting high with them.
Favorite MST3K movie? Well, of all time, it's got to be Pod People.
Laser Blast.
When you ask favorite MST3K film, do you mean movie they covered or episode of the show?
Both times, Laser Blast.
Yeah, no, for me, it'll always be Pod People because that was the one I could not stop laughing at.
Fair, yeah. That's a good episode. That's a really good episode.
I do have a special memory of the MST3K, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
My parents took us to Toronto on vacation, and they were looking for shit to do with the kids, and that had just released, and it was rated R, and the theater in Canada was not going to let my parents like take us in, and we were in our like fucking winter jackets and shit, and my parents told the theater people that we were little people and that it's very offensive to mistake us for children, and they needed to let us into the theater, and we got to go see the movie that day.
Nice.
What in the MST3K movie is R-rated?
They cursed. I know.
Oh my, wow.
But yeah, my parents snuck us in under the guise that we were little people. Thanks, Mom and Dad. That was brilliant.
Oh, yikes. Oh.
This is also the same family that I was convinced I had an Uncle Forey, and he just like never showed up to the holidays. Not realizing that, you know, Forrest J. Ackerman was just, that was his nickname.
I can understand your confusion though. Like if you're a little kid and you don't know.
And my dad was taking me to horror conventions since I was 2. So since I was 2, there would always be this guy that he'd point at and go, "Hey, there's Uncle Forey." Cool, he's my uncle. Hi. He's everybody's uncle. What are you talking about?
Yeah, man, I miss him. You know, he's one of the guys.
A cool guy.
Yeah, it was always great just seeing him at a convention because, like, he was that dude that was connected to everything.
Well, and it was the convention I remember him best at was also the day I met Ray Harryhausen, and
oh my god,
I was a little fucking kid. And then what's my favorite? What's my favorite creature? You know, what's your favorite creature? And Emer's my favorite. And I said it, Emer, and he just laughed and like patted me on the head. And it's like, yeah, I know I did that all goofy. I'm just gonna leave. Even as a little kid, I had a sense of awareness and embarrassment that was years beyond.
Oh God, Metal Storm, the destruction of Jared Sin. Yeah. Warriors of the Wasteland, man.
Horror Mom, your life sounds awesome, says Catherine in the chat. Speaking of Horror Mom's life,
yeah,
and it's not so awesome. It's because there's a dishwasher coming through the floor.
Her dishwasher fell through her floor, and her landlord decided to make her pay for half of it, which she cannot afford. So there is a GoFundMe in the chat that Jack just posted. If you want to help contribute to this GoFundMe, every little bit helps, even if it's just $5. But you can also help out by sharing the GoFundMe out on your social media accounts.
Yes.
The more people that can see it, the better. And hopefully we can fix this problem before the end of the week.
It would be wonderful. But that's okay. You know, it could be remade, Project Metal Beast.
Ooh.
Fuck. I have my answer for the strangest yet my favorite horror film.
Yeah?
Is it going to be Death Machine?
Death Machine.
It's got the Dourif.
It's got Brad Dourif.
It does got the Brad Dourif.
It's got Brad Dourif, Porkins, and fucking Doomhead. I mean, it's perfect.
You know, it's not a horror movie, but I'm a huge fan of Space Truckers.
Oh, Space Truckers. It's even got the Dennis Hopper in it.
It does.
Oh my God. Project Metal Beast. There's like, man.
It sounds like a fuck that slumlord problem.
Pretty much.
I would like to, in a way, I would like to remake The Warrior and the Sorceress, but the reality is I would just want to do a scene where there was a 3-breasted woman doing an extended striptease, and with a tentacle that comes out of her pussy. You know, and I feel like I could put that in just about any genre, you know.
Nice.
you know, it's just sort of like, hey, we need to remake Gremlins. Have I got a scene? Yeah, put that in anything. You can put that in a remake of Truckers from Space, although I don't know why you would do that. The movie's perfection.
He's got a giant fucking electronic dick. You know?
The Sword and the Sorcerer for me. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyone remember Ice Pirates?
Oh, God.
Yes.
Why? Why did you remind me of Ice Pirates?
Because it's another movie that makes no sense.
Yeah. True.
If you want, like, raunchy racist humor in a science fiction movie that makes no sense, Ice Pirates is your jam.
Now
and
that
there's
is
a
an
little
endorsement.
thing that like threatens to chomp somebody's balls off.
Yep. It's also got the
Anybody
spacer
remember Mom and Dad Save the World?
I do remember Mom and Dad Save the World.
Oh, that reminds me. Movie, we were talking about remakes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead is getting a remake.
It is. That's true.
What?
Oh.
Okay, that's a choice.
We'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh, that's right. It has Jeffrey Jones in it. Oh, that's
Yes.
awkward.
If it's a weird 90s movie that we vaguely remember renting and think it's a fever dream, Jeffrey Jones was probably in it.
Yeah. Well, Beetlejuice we would have thought was a fever dream if it didn't get so weirdly popular. You know,
True.
like that's a movie that I could imagine having seen once and just being like, did I see that? Was that a real movie? But like it was played so often that of course.
And a case in point is Stay Tuned.
Oh God.
With that was a John Ritter one, right?
That was John
Yep.
Ritter, yeah.
Yep. Oh, George Version just brought up The Explorers.
Ah, yes.
That was actually I actually really like The Explorers. I think the only problem that movie really had is the fact that I'm pretty sure Goonies came out the same weekend.
Cute little cat girl says she can relate to your diabetes diagnosis in the chat.
Oh. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, yeah.
What?
Nothing. Because my dad, when he had his little leg issue,
Oh.
they ended up finding out that his sugars were fucked up too. And so no, we do the pinpricks and stuff.
Oh,
how's that been going? Is he
It's
all
been
right?
good. Yeah,
Okay.
he's been doing good.
Excellent.
But at the same time, it's like, hey, Pop, maybe the glazed donut is not a good idea. It's fine. We'll deal with that later.
The what?
Okay. I want to point this out to the chat. I felt so bad about this. So before all that went down, I had like planned to send Tommy a whole bunch of candy for Halloween because Halloween was getting canceled because they got COVID. And so I sent them the shit ton of candy to make up for the fact that Tommy couldn't go trick-or-treating. And then her dad got that like diabetes diagnosis or pre-diabetes diagnosis.
Yep. And it was all my dad's favorite candy.
Yes, exactly. I felt so bad.
So when he's laid up and feeling his worst, there's a bowl of this candy that he can't have any of.
And I sent a lot. It was a big bag. I wanted to make sure
lasted
Tommy
us
was
until
set.
January, babe.
Damn.
Okay, that's good. So did not all at once. So that's good.
I hope most of it went to Tommy and not your dad,
Yes.
but I know your dad, so.
But at the same time, Tommy would I'd put the bag away, grab your couple pieces, and he'd rediscover it and go, "Mom, there's still candy in here." Oh God, what was the other thing today? Oh, Mom, can I get some chicken hearts? I want the chicken hearts. Can I get chicken hearts?
You talking about nuggets?
Yes. He's talking. It took me for fucking ever to go, what the fuck are you talking about? Chicken hearts. We don't have, like, do you just, I mean, I guess I could find them. I'm sure there's a butcher shop somewhere that has them, but,
Yeah.
you know. And no, Tyson came out with heart-shaped chicken nuggets for Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's,
you know what? Just from now on, I think chicken nuggets should just be called chicken hearts. That sounds way more metal.
I had a full plate of chicken hearts, Mama.
John's like, Kalima! You know? Well, somehow you betrayed Shiva. I don't understand.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Johnny Too Dangerous.
You've been diabetic since I was 9. Oh, my God. Oh, people send me Reese's cups when I'm 6, so don't feel bad. Oh, that is mean.
Yeah, we had to go through the problem that after Jack got diagnosed, we realized everything that we had recently bought after going shopping he couldn't have.
Yep.
And a lot of it was stuff that Jack likes. So it was.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's an adjustment. You know, it's an adjustment. Oh, man.
John says he's actually seen chicken hearts cooked.
Yep, I have.
Damn that Southern bastard.
My dad eats that stuff too.
Oh?
Chicken livers, chicken hearts.
Oof.
Yeah.
I can't.
Did you ever tell him to live it alone?
Liver it alone. The amount of mileage I've gotten out of that.
Oh man, we're at 355. We are getting close.
Thank you so much, guys.
The GoFundMe has just been posted in the chat by Jack. Please check it out. Donate if you can, or share it. Either way, it helps.
Would you like me to send you some alternatives that might help that don't suck as much? No. None of the substitutions work, man. they don't do it. It just reminds me I'm not eating the real thing. You know, so I'm just like, avoid it. You know, just avoid it entirely. Which is sad, but you know, meh. I'm hoping it'll get to the point where I could like eat a little bit closer to normal.
Yeah.
You know, but like we'll see, you know.
Horror Guru Jack, are you going to review Castlevania Nocturne? Probably not, since it came out a little while ago and there's a lot more new movies to talk about.
Yeah.
And stuff. And also, this year, at least at the beginning of the year, I'm like kind of holding off on going hardcore on vlogs to let Jack kind of like adjust himself.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit of an emotional roller coaster right now, dealing with all the new shit.
Let the man heal.
But that being said, I'm editing a new Blood Splattered Cinema that should be done before the end of the month. So there'll be that.
Yeah, we filmed a bunch of stuff for that the other day.
We did, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote 2 other episodes on top of that. So I'm on a roll.
Look at you.
Oh. Okay, I got to get myself something to drink.
Okay.
So
all right.
Let me take like a 5-minute break and we shall return. All right. All right, so we are back, and look what Rachel has found. Okay. You're right. It would. What? What? Well, we're back.
We
We're
lost
back.
everything that we just said.
Yeah, I just went on a diatribe about why you should donate to her campaign and why you should share her GoFundMe. Point is, it's in the chat right now. Help her out. Her dishwasher fell through the floor. It's a whole thing.
But I also gave those secrets to real compatibility, but you'll never know that now. Suck it.
Yeah.
And that's how we secretly took the head off of Cleopatra's corpse.
Yep.
Is
Someone
the stream
mentioned
muted, or did my speakers?
No,
break?
that was me. That was our end. That was production's fault.
I'll have to yell
I
at my
didn't
producer.
realize. Yeah, I didn't realize that when you mute a sound channel in one scene, it does it in
Mutes it for
all
everybody.
of them. Yeah.
Well, we're back now.
We're back now. Someone mentioned of unknown origin, Peter Weller against a giant rat in his house.
Wait, that means they didn't get to hear about the cat ghoulie.
Yes. My son, who keeps hiding the cat ghoulie all around the house, I found the cat ghoulie.
Indeed.
Now, you might think, geez, Josh, why would you get this for your girlfriend for Valentine's Day? Because this is one of the first things we bonded over, having the same fucking favorite ghoulie. Forget that alligator ghoulie. Forget that one. Forget about the little lizard boy. Cat ghoulie. It's where it's at. I've named him Reginald.
Perfect.
Now you can show them what I got you for Christmas.
Yeah.
Because the other thing we bonded over was critters.
She got me a critter. I have yet to name this guy, but I'll name him eventually.
I didn't know
there
were
got me a critter.
I didn't know there was a light brown critter.
So they had multiple options. You had a first movie critter or a space critter. I went with space critter.
Okay.
Yes.
Space critter.
I think my favorite of what was that one really weird like critters movie that was like on Shudder and it was cut into like 10-minute segments for some reason.
Yeah, it was originally on a different platform that I forget what it was called. That platform that does the 10-minute movie thing.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. I forget what that one was called. I think it was like Critters Next Mutation, some sort of shit like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. And they had just done like a new Critters movie that was like okay. And then we watched the one that was all cut up, and we're like, why wasn't this just a complete movie? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This one's bonkers.
Yeah, it was a really bad format. I hated that format. The movie was great, though.
Yeah. The actual movie was good. It had like Gilbert Gottfried and shit in it, you know? And you're just sort of like, someone...
Quibi. That was it. That was the
Quibi. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's going to be around forever. It's going to change the way we watch movies. Like, no, it's not.
A new binge. That's it. There it is. That was the name of the movie.
Critters a New Binge. Yeah. Where there's Critter Planet and Critter Planet President. Among many other things.
Okay,
I think the other one was like a sci-fi movie, if I remember correctly. The one that was okay.
But we can all admit that Critters in Space is good.
Yes, it is. I think Jack's favorite Critters is the that chick's tits from Critters 2.
Yeah, definitely.
But that one has Ugg and Lee, the bounty hunters, which is
true. One's played by the Undertaker.
Yep. Oh man. Oh, they want to know what your thoughts are on Carnival Road season 2. Do you mean Carnival Row?
I haven't watched season 2.
Yeah, I have. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. You know, I understand why there are only 2 seasons of that show, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I know the original creator, the first season was the story he wanted to tell.
Yeah.
So it was a different showrunner for season 2.
Yeah, it's still really good.
Yeah.
You know, although I
like that show a lot.
Yeah. The only problem I have with season 2 is, man, they rushed through some of those plot points. Because they obviously were like, okay, we got to get all this in 4 episodes.
Because of like pandemic and all that stuff, I think they knew they weren't going to get another season because it was already, the budget was skyrocketing, but from having been delayed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Also, that's a premise that could have worn really thin if it had stuck around too long.
Yeah.
You know,
as
much as I
my goal's been reached. Thank you.
Excellent.
Sweet. We have reached the goal. Goal!
All right. I want to thank everybody who donated. Thank you.
Thank you all to everyone who donated. You are all fucking gods among insects.
Hello.
He's done.
All right. So
thank you so much.
Having brought that up, who's your favorite Magneto?
Favorite Magneto?
Yeah. Actor-wise.
Probably Ian McKellen. Though I do love Fassbender. Fassbender did a good job with it. Fassbender. But probably Ian McKellen. I honestly can't remember what his voice sounded like in the animated shows. So I guess Ian McKellen.
Yeah, for me, the first thing that comes up when I think of Magneto is the arcade game X-Men. Welcome to Die.
Nice.
That is wow.
What?
Welcome to Die.
Welcome to Die. You know, like because it's all like it was all translated from Japanese and they did it literally.
Oh man.
X-Men, we've been taken by Magneto. He's taken us to the Forbidden Island. You know? And then you gotta beat up crocodile dudes. You know? Because
this sounds amazing.
Not? Yeah, it was one of those like 4-player arcade games where like you plunk in 50 cents and like you just pick a character and start to go. I always played Nightcrawler, which was not the easiest choice.
I love X-Men Evolution Rogue, to the people in the chat talking about that, which is like 100% my type.
Girl with a bad attitude and intimacy problems. Yeah.
She was just a straight up goth girl in X-Men Evolution.
Oh, okay. She was. Oh, okay.
Babe.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
for the person who brought up Colossus. You know, I remember like fucking, what was it, Magfest? Everyone would do the Colossus roar because like that arcade machine was the loudest in the arcade by a country mile.
Yeah, it was like astronomically loud, so you could hear it over everything.
Yeah, and it wasn't the small arcade either. Like they filled up the entire like 2 auditoriums.
Yep.
With fucking arcade games.
And I think it was also because during that particular year, the elevators were weird, so people would be waiting in line for the elevators, and they would just be hearing the roar, and then people in the elevators start doing it.
Because you could hear it from outside, you know, and then everyone just picked up on it, just started doing it.
I'm loving the alternative rogue. Yes.
Yes.
The alternative.
See?
Y'all.
X-Men Evolution Rogue is like...
But also, someone mentioned the Simpsons and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade games, which I'm more familiar with. But there was one called Virtual Bart that I was obsessed with. And that was for the Super Nintendo when I was a kid. And I sucked at it, but my brother was really good at it. So it was like, Sam, play the game. I don't want to anymore. It's not fun anymore. No, do it.
Excuse you. It's play it again, Sam.
And now I have a son that's like, Mom, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Shush. I know what I'm doing. Buddy, you're just running around Tatooine and Lego Star Wars and hitting everything you can with a lightsaber. Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
What any 4-year-old with a lightsaber would do, which is fucking vicious murder to collect coins.
Y'alternative. I feel like Y'alternative is what Rob Zombie really should be called.
Yeah, in a way, right? You know, the Punisher arcade game. I don't remember that one. I remember the RoboCop arcade game.
Yep.
Lost heliquarters in that, just trying to aim the fucking gun. Sons of bitches. That game was
Punisher
hard.
Game for the Xbox that was super cool too. That like you had all these creative kills.
I remember that game. Holy shit.
Like,
yeah.
You fight through a zoo and you could dunk people in a piranha pit. And I'm like, that was just my night. Like, yeah, dip his head in chrome. Fuck it. I don't need that information that badly.
Little Cat Girl has a question for you, Jack.
Oh. All right. Hey, Jack, here's a question. You know about Columbo, and if you do, of course I'd know about Columbo. What movie do you think Columbo would do good in? Well, here's the thing. Like, in a way, that already exists, and it's called Kolchak the Night Stalker.
True. That is basically horror Columbo.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really good. You know, it's funny because it's basically about a detective, or no, is he a detective or a reporter?
Reporter.
He's a reporter.
Yeah. He's a reporter, but he's kind of Columbo-like, played by the dad from Christmas Story. Darren McGavin. And he discovers that Dracula is in New York.
Well, it's so much better than that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You have the Night Stalker series, and then you had the Night Strangler. Those were the 2 made-for-TV movies. Then, like, CBS is like, okay, we're done doing these, like, movies. Darren McGavin started his own production company to create the Night Stalker TV show, which is the Monster of the Week TV show where he's fighting, like, a suit of armor that comes to life, or aliens that just happen to look like the dad from 8 is Enough. But it goes further than that. X-Files. They didn't have the rights to use the name Kolchak, but Darren McGavin plays the guy who started the X-Files.
Yep.
Nice.
And that is the most brilliant. When you know it's supposed to be Kolchak, that episode is 10 times better. Like
that shows the original Monster of the Week that created all the others.
Yeah,
right.
Pretty much.
And it inspired Chris Carter to start the X-Files, and then to have Darren McGavin, who play the character that's like, oh yeah, I was the first agent to work the X-Files. Aliens have existed for years, along with all this other shit.
Yeah.
I love this.
There is a great one of the X-Files episodes that actually kind of continues into Millennium. The spin-off with
Lance Henriksen.
Starring Lance Henriksen, is really good because there's this character that shows up a couple of times in the X-Files called Jose Chung.
Yes, Jose Chung's from Outer Space.
Yeah, Jose Chung's from Outer Space, and he is played by Charles Nelson Riley. And when you get to his appearance in Millennium, you start to understand who Jose Chung is supposed to be. And I'm like, oh my God, he's supposed to be Harlan Ellison. He's Harlan Ellison. He's Harlan Ellison if he was played by Charles Nelson Riley.
Nice.
There's something else. The new X-Files series that they put out.
Mm-hmm.
Rhys Darby's in an episode where he's a lizard that just happens to turn into a human. It's like the opposite of a werewolf.
That's
and
like
his
the
name
perfect
is Guy
part
Mann.
for Rhys Darby to play.
His name is Guy Mann. He works at a cell phone store and he dresses like Kolchak, which is another great throwback. But speaking of Charles Nelson Riley, I told my mom like how much I love Charles Nelson Riley, just like seeing him and stuff and everything. And she's like, I met him. And like, I'm sorry, the fuck?
Hey, Charles Nelson Riley was a mighty man. The kind of man you wouldn't disrespect.
She thinks it's so funny that it's on. She's like, yeah, I met him at an X-Files convention. I met the cigarette smoking man, the lone gunman.
Nice.
And it's like, what the fuck were you doing when you didn't have us in the 90s when you were separated from dad? Like, you were meeting Charles Nelson Riley and hanging out with Chris. What the fuck? What did you do, Mom?
That Columbo question actually reminded me of a series of sketch ideas I had that I think I even tweeted out the other day, which is imagining Mr. Rogers in horror movies.
Yes.
Like he shows up and like talks down Michael Myers, like makes Leatherface cry.
I would just love for him to be having like some me time with the creature and barbarian.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Horror movies would be different if Mr. Rogers was in them, basically.
Hey, Michael, we all get mad at our siblings sometimes. Doesn't mean you get to take out a whole town.
No one's truly evil.
Yeah, doesn't mean we should hurt people, because when we hurt others, we hurt ourselves,
I would just love to see the land of imagination like on fire.
You shouldn't do that to kids, Freddy.
Well, if you want to see that, you got to watch the Black Dynamite cartoon, because there's an entire episode where they do a whole riff on the urban legend that Mr. Rogers used to be a sniper in Nam.
Oh, yeah.
What I think is really funny is that if you want to talk about really calm dudes who used to be in the military,
Bob Ross.
Ross.
Yeah, that he actually was in the military.
Yeah, and he was a drill sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
And then decided that he didn't like yelling at people.
Yep. He was like an Army style drill sergeant, and then he just like, I hate this.
And then he became the chillest hippie dude who like babysat squirrels and oh my God.
Yeah.
As my dad said, Bob Ross is TV for a hangover.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat wants to know if you beat Yuppie Psycho.
I did not beat it, although I have put many hours into it. I got to a point that I couldn't figure out. And then I got sick.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I haven't finished it. I got to the point where I think it's like you have to, like, help this guy cheat on a promotion.
Wait, what is this game?
Okay, so the idea behind this game is you're a young Japanese guy, and you've gotten your first job at this really weird multinational corporation. And you slowly start to realize that the building itself is haunted, but not like normal. It's not like, oh, there are a few ghosts over here. It's like, oh, the administrator of HR wants to talk to you. And it's like this giant pair of lips that like fucking talks to you and tries to get you to come closer so it can eat you.
Oh man, does it pay lip service?
It does. It does. And there's a lot of shit going on, but I got to that point where I was like, I don't know what to do now. Which is an adventure game problem.
Yeah, fair.
You know, and at that point it was like other stuff happened, so I like stopped. Because I still have to like build my cyberpunk character up to the point where I could actually do the Phantom Liberty fucking content.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Is it like Wolfram and Harp? It's what Wolfram and Hart wanted to be.
Nice. I wish I wasn't like broke right now because I really want the new Like a Dragon game.
I know.
I love the last one, and I really want the new one. Oh well.
Yep. Oh, Mr. Rogers and Frailty? Oh, geez.
Oh, man.
That. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that did a thing to my brain.
Mr. Rogers and American Psycho. By the end of the movie, he quits Wall Street.
Maybe we don't feed the ATM the cat. Cats are our friends.
Yeah, let's not do that, you know. One of the things I thought was really funny about American Psycho is how many people didn't get it. Didn't get the ultimate point of the story, which is he doing all of these things? And I'm like, well, the movie or the novel is saying that whether or not that is really he is doing it single-handedly isn't the point. The point is that the act of being a part of Wall Street does this shit. Like you are literally cashing in on suffering and murder.
Absolutely. Well, the point of the story is that in order to be successful or be a part of that world, you have to be a psychopath.
Yeah. But
basically, that's the idea.
And the twist at the end is the problem is so is everybody else in that industry. So you're not special.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't matter.
You might not succeed.
Yeah, you don't matter. You know, which is something that you see a lot with like, you know, people who try to climb that. You're like, well, who are you? Who are you really? There's this persona, but there's nothing behind it. Mm-hmm. Except the desire to win. And you're like, to win at having the most money?
Yes.
Why?
So you gotta win capitalism, Jack.
Yeah, you gotta win capitalism. And when you see how
Jeff Bezos somehow hasn't won yet. He has to win more.
Yeah, and I'm like, you can literally have anything money could buy. Why do you need more? You know, and the answer is because it's all they have. It's all they've got is that desire for more. They have nothing else. Everything else is an act.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have a gaping need inside of them that they're trying to fill with money, but money don't fill that hole.
It's like when you're playing like a game and you beat the game. And you may have that and this sometimes happens, not entirely with every game. Sometimes you beat a game and you're like completely satisfied, like, oh, that was great. But sometimes you beat a game and you get to the end and you complete it and you're like, huh.
See,
I have nothing to show for that. What was the point of that?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even have like a great experience. Like it's one of the it's why I don't really get into like the Call of Duty, because I'm like, what would I really have? Even if I went through all the trouble to get good at this game, which already I'm bad at those games. So, just to be honest,
you are.
Yeah, I'm really bad at them. Even if I just got enjoyment out of it, that would be something.
Yeah.
But if I was to go to all the trouble to do this thing that I don't really like in order to get a high score, I would be so empty by the end of it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And I'm like, and that's Wall Street. That's those people.
So, Josh, your analogy just, hey, I've got a dad that's been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 since it came out.
Yeah.
And he's on his like almost 70th playthrough of the game.
Well, here's the thing about that analogy. It's the realization that what's actually compelling you is that it's fun to play the game.
Yeah.
But once you complete it, it's just done. And that could be like
oh fuck, I have to sit through that part in the fucking mountain again.
It could be an empty feeling sometimes. Not entirely. Sometimes it could be really satisfying, especially if it's like a really good game with a really good story or something like that.
So,
but like
here's how deep my dad has Red Dead Redemption memorized. Red Dead Redemption 2. I can't play the game today. Why? Because Tommy already went to school and I'm going to be stuck at that part in the island. And he's going to want to play his game. And I can't pause and I can't save right there. So I got to wait until he goes to school so I can play through that part. You have your days planned around. Also, the logic of a child we were talking about earlier. Why did you kill that wolf? Why did you kill that sheep? Why did you kill that bison? Grandpa, why did you do that?
It was laughing at me.
Yeah. The game wanted me to? Why are you riding that horse and not that horse? Because I prefer this horse, it's faster. Is it faster because of the saddle? No. Is it faster because it's a black horse? No. Is it faster? It's just a horse that's fast in the fucking game. What do you want? And I'm like, haha, I don't have to deal with this when I play Fallout 4. Mom, why did you shoot the zombie? Why did you shoot buddy? Because it was attacking me. But why was it attacking you? Because it's a ghoul and that's what they do. But then why is that bear hurting you? Because it's a bear. What the fuck?
Peace out, Johnny Too Dangerous.
Yeah. My answer would be, it was laughing at me.
Thomas, do I ask why you kill womp rats in Lego Star Wars? No. Do I ask why you beat up goons in the fucking Batman game? No. But please. I love being
Please question everything that I am doing that you are also doing, young spawn.
The one that has just turned the key on me and my dad more than anything else. Why did you die? Because I was too focused on you and your 50 little jackassy questions.
I used to have an ex back in the day who playing games with her in the room was always a miserable experience because she would legit get sad if I like killed the wolf that attacked me or like did anything that harmed another creature in the game. And let me tell you, after being attacked by like your fourth like wolf in a game and your girlfriend sitting there bawling her eyes out like asking why you hurt that thing, it's not fun to play anymore.
Yeah, no. But again, this is also the same kid that came up with, Mom, I want to listen to the Man Man song.
The Man Man song?
And I'm like, I don't really know what you're talking about. You played it in the car when we were going over to John's house. Mom, the Man Man song. Last time I took you over to John's was October. I was listening to a lot of Ice Nine Kills. Was it Ice Nine Kills? Do you mean this song? This song's okay, but it's not the Man song. Red Right Hand.
My name is Taylor Green.
Red Right Hand.
Wait, he called it the Man song?
He called Red Right Hand the Man song. I don't know why.
Okay.
But he really likes Red Right Hand.
It's a good song.
But at the same time, I have to, like, Mom, play the Booby song. What? You know, the song. It sounds like the Grandma and Krampus, and then he says booby. You mean Poupe by Rammstein. Right, got you. Mom, I want to listen to the Mommy, Mommy, My Doll is Alive song. Assault and Batteries by Assign Kills. We've got this. And then, strangely enough, Monster Mash, Jungle Boogie. Got those titles down real quick. Everything else, he is freestyling.
To be fair, they say Monster Mash a lot in that song, so, you know.
Yeah.
The Monster Mash, right, is a song about a song based on a dance called the Monster Mash, and that's not the actual song that we're listening to.
True. It's just a tribute.
Wait, Ice Nine Kills did a tribute to the Monster Mash?
No,
I'm joking.
Oh, okay. Like it was possible.
It's the fact that it's a song about another song, but it's not the song, and so I said it's just a tribute.
Yeah.
He also tried to get Jason's mom played at my brother's wedding, so
Jason's mom has got it going on.
Mom, you're doing the music. You play Jason's mom. Play Jason's mom and Peaches. Buddy, that's not really appropriate for a wedding. Sorry. No, not going to happen. Fine. And the way he just, like... and he's also been, really? Mom, really? With the head bob. I'm like, where the fuck is this attitude? Really, Mom? You're playing your game again? Really? Yeah, man, what the fuck?
My favorite Tommy story at this point was the pot pie bit.
Oh, God. He'll never live that down.
No, it was the most glorious thing.
No, Peaches, the Bowser Peaches song.
Oh, yeah. Peaches,
someone said Peaches, fuck
Peaches.
the pain away, and I'm like, no. But there have been times that he has listened to music where I'm like, yeah, we're not listening to that anymore ever again. I thought you would not pick up on what I was listening to, and then you said that.
Oops. Yeah, there's a song that I am quite fond of that starts out with the Exorcist clip. Stick your cock up her ass, you dirty, worthless, filthy cocksucker. You know, and that's like the opening of the song.
Yeah.
And the whole song really is just about that scene. You know, let Jesus fuck you. To the point where it's like that'll be playing, and all of a sudden we realize we have like young relatives over, meaning like, you know, kids. It's like, wait a minute.
Oopsie daisies.
Yeah. And you know, people are like, oh God, what do we do? And I'm like, here's what we do. Nothing. They're not paying attention. But if we move too quickly to change it, all of a sudden they will become interested and every line will get stuck in their heads.
My son was singing Big Bottom by Spinal Tap, and I'm like, yeah, maybe not certain things. Before you start picking up the lyrics of Sex Farm, I'll be fucked.
Yeah, like it's one thing to have the words for Whole Lot of Rosie stuck in your kid's head.
Well, okay, and my mom was horrified. Our tradition used to be watching Rocky Horror Picture Show on New Year's, and my little brother was like 4 or 5, and you need to talk to your son about what he's singing on his way to school. So my mom decided to walk him to school, and as he's walking, he starts, I'm just a sweet transvestite. And she's like, okay, there are songs that we need to sing in the house, and then there are outside songs. That is not an outside song. Brilliant.
Yep. Yeah, those were concepts that I don't know if as a kid I understood, but I also didn't care.
My brother just thought, oh, it was a fun song. And I thought Tim Curry was the prettiest woman I had ever seen.
You weren't wrong.
Whoopsie doodle.
Yep. Yeah, kids may not be paying attention, but their subconsciouses are. Yeah. And it could stay subconscious sometimes, is what I'm saying. Sometimes it could stay there. That's for 15, 20 years later when they're thinking about when they're a kid and they're like, wait a minute. You know, like all of a sudden it registers.
Hey, Mom. Yeah. Did you play like a lot of this music when I was a kid? Yeah. You were quoting things that you probably shouldn't have been quoting. My son will run around going, you're all doomed.
Hey, Magnaroo.
Like,
Hey,
okay.
Magnaroo, how you doing? Kids say the darndest things.
They do. Especially mine.
Kids say the darndest things like shit, fuck, asshole.
My kid that picks up a Chop Top toy decides it's a precursor to a wolf man, so he calls it the teenage werewolf. And then
I can kind of see that one.
I'm like, okay, that's fine. But then he's like, Mom, sing the teenage werewolf song now.
Which
I'm
one?
Drop the fucking Cramps song right here, right now. No, thank you.
Okay, so they mean that one. He means that one. Okay.
Or the Cookie Monster song, Goo Goo Muck. How is that the Cookie Monster song? I'd love to know.
Huh.
And they do start and then they start a revolution. They do.
As you do.
Yeah. Destroy the French aristocracy, and what you could do after that, because you kind of wanted that to happen anyway. So,
but to be fair,
I want to behead Marie Antoinette. I'm
proud that my kid has got Mars Attacks and Ghostbusters under his belt right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
One of the things so reading a little bit up on French Revolution, there's this kind of, so the basic story of Marie Antoinette, and you're like, this woman could not have been that stupid.
She was 13.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, they were, because they were children, young and privileged. They were that dumb, and they didn't really have the chance to be anything otherwise because they just killed her.
One aspect that comes oftentimes with being that privileged is you're also a bit sheltered.
Yeah. Yeah, which...
She had no concept that other people didn't regularly have cake.
Yeah.
To be fair, she was also in like a fight with like the French press that would make mountains out of molehills out of little things. So it,
yeah,
it was a thing.
But, stories about her from multiple sources are not flattering.
No,
there's still...
no matter how you slice it, she was not a good person, but she was also a child.
Yeah.
For a large chunk of that.
She was
but she was
Paris
a rich
Hilton
ruler
of her day.
So
yeah. Versailles, not a bastion of equality. Oh man, never heard of Goo Goo Muck until I watched season 1 of Wednesday. Oh,
well, you better late than never.
Yeah.
My parents had a history with the Cramps. It was required listening. Can't be sorry about it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I love the idea. Mousedon's talking about his mom will get to stop me. See, it was hard for my mom to get me to stop cussing as she would make a sailor blush.
Well, okay.
Good night, John.
All right. Night, John. Take care.
Good night. Thank
I
you.
hope you sleep well, John.
But even my son, if I'm having a bad day and I'm like, I hear knock on the door, can you please just fuck off, right? And I'm fighting with, my brother. And Uncle Sam, Mom told you to fuck off. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to deal with that, aren't I?
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
Yep. That's a bomb planted that's going to go off later in class. Just you wait.
But no, then I come out and I'm like, dude, you cannot say fuck. But you said it. I was just saying what you said. You told him fuck off, so he fucked off. Right, and now you're using it more, which is way worse. Got it. Don't say fuck. You just said it again. That was a whole Saturday.
Fucking A.
Look.
This is the same little boy that came into my room. Mom, you're home early from work. You look so pretty. Where's the remote? Can I eat eggs? Yes. No. What the fuck? Thank you for calling me pretty.
To be fair, that's not that much different whenever Jack walks into the room.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm looking for the... You hold
Thing
it in
with the
your
buttons?
hand. It's got buttons. It turns the TV, the remote. You got that? Yeah. Sorry, it's hard to it's hard to imitate when I'm actually like alert, Like,
yeah, well, because it's like your brain will replace words with other words, and we have to decipher.
Oh no, I do the same shit.
hey babe, I need to pour myself a bowl of cat.
Yeah.
What? A bowl of cat. Where's the coffee? Yeah, it'll just...
It's gotta be about like 1:30 your time.
Oh,
Rachel.
yeah.
When do you gotta go?
Been about 3 hours, probably.
About 2.
About 2?
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
But...
Actually, I was thinking maybe we should end pretty soon. We've been on for almost exactly 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Damn. All right. All right. Well, if you're ready to close shop, we made our goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
We made our goal. Oh, wait, there is one question. Hey, Jack, what are your opinions on their necklace 2 and the murder of him and his kids? Huh? Hold on.
I feel like there's a context there from
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what you're asking. Even in the context of Marie Antoinette, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, about the murder of him. Oh, Tsar Nicholas. The assassination, the Romanovs. Yeah. My opinion is that it happened.
Way to take a stand, man.
Yeah, like I don't know what else to say. It's like a historical event. I feel that the more interesting assassination in that whole thing is the assassination of Rasputin, which is nuts.
And they saved his cock in a jar.
Yeah. First of all, he had a 12-inch cock that is preserved in Russia in I forget where. But you could go see it if you really want to.
Do you believe it's really his cock though?
Yeah.
I don't see why anyone would lie about this.
Boney M wrote a song about him for a reason, goddammit.
Here's my problem.
Because it's not like the emperor's cock, if you know what I mean.
Fair. But my problem is, given how he was fucking murdered, why would anyone have preserved his cock afterwards?
That's a tale I do not know.
See, there's a missing piece there, and that's the who and why would preserve it.
Yeah, we don't know the story behind that. And I feel like even if it's bullshit, there is a story there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
Who is the stunt penis if not Rasputin?
Yeah.
will you do a vlog on Destroy All Neighbors? Yes,
Probably
whenever
will
Jack
once I
feels
see
like
it.
watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, so Rasputin goes to a dinner where they poison him. The poison doesn't work, so they poison him again. That still doesn't work. So they stab him, shoot him, and they're like, okay, that's gonna do. Wait, he's still moving? Oh, fuck. What do we do now? Stab him more, shoot him more. Okay, you know what? We're gonna put him in a bag, and we're gonna throw him in the river in the middle of winter in Russia. You know? So that happens.
They just had to dunk on him.
They find his frozen body near the shore. He had actually gotten out of the bag and had crawled onto shore, but at that point he was dying of hypothermia. And
he was nibbled on by dogs.
Yeah, he was nibbled on by dogs. Yeah, so it's like, wait a minute. He still wasn't dead when we threw him in the river?
Wait. So you're telling me that he was murdered and he was still getting bitches?
Yes.
Right.
Yep. That's how he would have wanted to go, I think.
And with that said,
Aves Disco Inferno. Remember, Satan, I love y'all very much. I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank my guests.
Thank you guys
Horror
for
Mom
donating.
And Horror Guru. Yeah, thank you for donating. And I'll see you all next time. And yes, Rasputin was a tough man to kill. Good night, everybody.
Night, everyone.
Peace out.